test if you lie, if you lie. Hit the bell to stay notified.
What's going on, chat? What's going on, chat, man? Drop a comment, let me know where y'all at, man. What we got in the building today? Early bird shoutouts coming soon.
Now the videos finally over.
Well, it's actually just beginning, but you know.
Videos to then go.
Got Tony JC in the chat, Tracy in the chat, Kelsey Flores, good morning. Good morning, Tracy. The dog in the chat, what's going on? Calamity KO in the chat. We're finna get started here in a second, y'all. Got a lot to talk about.
They was talking reckless over breakfast. I was second guessing whether I wanted to press them, but then my mom called, told me stop that stressing, that my life's a blessing. I said yes, man.
What's going on? 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 What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for pulling up on me. This is a Saturday morning live. This particular video is for y'all. This is for y'all. I want to hear from y'all. I want to tell y'all a few things that we got going on for y'all. But most importantly, if I didn't already say it, this one is for y'all. We're coming to the close of a very busy month. I set a goal to try to get at least like 40 videos in the mix this month. And it looks like, hold on, have I passed? I think I have passed that. And also, I still got a couple more things to drop. So today is what, including this day, it's only 2 more days before the end of the month. But one thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing with y'all, since y'all have invested so much time and energy into the channel, is just kind of letting y'all know the direction that the channel will be going. Now I do that in multiple different ways. For those of y'all who are part of the Patreon family, you know, y'all get all the behind the scenes info and all of that. Y'all be knowing what's going to happen before it even be happening. And if you would like to join that family, man, then by all means, come join the squad. Come join the squad for sure, for sure. But today, what we got on the agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about everything. I know a lot of y'all have been tapped into Walking Dead recently. We gonna talk about that. I know a lot of people have been asking about Breaking Bad. We gonna talk about that. I know some people want to know what happened to Vikings. We will speak about that. It's just a lot of things. I know some people are wondering about stuff that I ain't been posting on the channel. And guess what? I'm gonna speak about that. But let me go ahead and get ready for these early bird shout outs, man. Let me shout out some people who have been coming through, who are tuning in with me this morning. Lord Raider says, yo, good morning, brother. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Kelsey Flores says she loves the channel. I'm just glad y'all enjoying it, man. I'm glad that y'all are able to find the channel entertaining, man, and having fun, because the day that I stop having fun with it, I'm done with it. The day that I stop having fun with it, I'm done with it. So I'm glad that y'all enjoying it. I also shouted out the dog already, but saying what up again. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? A couple things I want to tell y'all before we do get to moving and rolling is that I am going to, this particular live, I am going to kick back off request for new shows for the pretty much for the remainder of the year. I do want to let you know that these are going to be added to a queue though. This is going to be added to my list. I have an ongoing list of submissions, chats, and all of that. And if you want to know in particular how that is going to be handled, I'll put up a little graphic right there handling all that stuff by super chat. So if at any course of this stream you feel like it's something that you want me to check out, man, if it meets the requirement right there for the super chat, it will be added to the list. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, except if it's some foolishness. If it's some foolishness, respectfully, you might have to send me something else. Now, how will I know if it's foolishness? I may not, but I got mods here that are with me that I'd be like, yo, ad, they trying to set you up. They really trying to set you up. So just keep that in mind. And again, I think some of this information might also be in the description as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a couple of live questions from people that are here with us, so we can get some of the questions that y'all want answered. And then I'm going to kind of give y'all a couple updates about things that I would like to discuss as well. And then we can go onto some other things. So the first one is coming from Kelsey Flores. She's asking, how did I feel about the Walking Dead episode from yesterday? I'm going to be honest with you. I edit so much stuff that the one from yesterday may not be my yesterday. So let me go ahead and hop over to the YouTube side of things and see which one I dropped yesterday. I think the one I dropped yesterday might have been 14. So 14. Okay. Oh yeah, my boy Noah, man. My boy Noah. Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, but y'all already know. I've already expressed to y'all about how I feel about that. I heard folks in the chat, man, talking about some everybody ate Noah. Y'all low down for that. Y'all low down. Everybody ate Noah is diabolical. But let me go ahead and highlight a super chat that just came through from Dumpy OC. Said, I'm new around here. The Walking Dead series has been a guilty pleasure of mine. I haven't skipped an episode. Keep it up. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you for that super chat and for that love. Thank you so much. I see that you wrote the super chat, but if you were writing that to fit any of the criteria that I have for the super chat related things, just let me know. I know that was just a love shout out, but I appreciate you so much. But if you did want to meet any of these, deliverables on here, just let your boy know. Now let's get back to it. What are some other questions that the chat has? Let me go back through and see. Appreciate you for that love. Inside the Multiverse says, good morning, my friend. Terry says, rip Chris, Greg, Noah. That's a fact. He's all of them. I think during the course of us watching Walking Dead, I've called Noah, Greg, Chris, everything. I probably said his other names outside of his actual name for the show Walking Dead. I said that name more than anything else. But we will talk about the Walking Dead. I actually have segments if y'all want to know specifically. We're going to be doing comment reads. I'm going to be doing comment reads from particular videos. One of those is going to be Walking Dead. One of those is going to be Breaking Bad. Another one of those is probably going to be the Sinners movie. I'm not dodging no smoke. So if y'all was talking crazy in the comments, you might get your question or your statement responded to right here. Appreciate Lil Wild Wombat. One of my mods dropping a message in the chat letting y'all know to keep things respectful. As always, if y'all are tuning in to the live chat, please refrain from using profanity or even abbreviated cuss words and things of that nature, just so the chat can come through smoothly. Yep. On the Twitch side of things, we got Edward 22322 says good morning. Delicia says good morning. Y'all, when it comes to the channel, one of the main updates that I wanted to give y'all is as the channel is growing, I'm trying to determine what stuff I should put where. Now, let me be less broad about that. For the longest time, y'all know I've literally put everything on this channel, from reactions to trailer reactions to K-dramas to gaming to like current event stuff to shorts. I'm in the phase now where I'm trying to, I have not completely made up my mind. I'm trying to determine if I'm going to start having separate channels for some of this stuff, just so that when you go to one place, you know exactly what to get here. And if you want to go to another place, you can get that. I have not fully made up my mind. Lord willing, if we ever get to the 200K mark, 250K mark, maybe I may make a decision then about what that looks like. But until then, I've done my first experiment on that. I haven't went too crazy, but this is my first experiment I'm about to show y'all. The first experiment with that is I have started a clips channel. So the clips channel is going to be specifically for clips of some of the longer format videos that I have here on the channel. So you can get that in bite-sized pieces. I do have shorts that are on the current channel, but I have created a dedicated clips channel for this. So if y'all would be so kind, all my good folks, I'm not telling y'all to leave here and go there. I do want y'all to check it out, but I'm going to drop the link to the clips channel there. You can check out all of the clips that I have that are going to be coming. I'm going to be honest with y'all, since the channel just started, I don't have that much stuff on there yet. It's coming, but I may also take some clips that are already from this channel and put those there. And you may start to see me not push as many clips on this main reaction channel, just to let you know. But do your boy a favor, Go on over there, subscribe, drop a comment. Let's get that. Golly, I just refreshed. I just had 4 subscribers. I didn't want to start off. I just had 4. I hit the refresh. I already got 19. So you're already coming through for your boy. You're already coming through for your boy. But I got a couple super chats, so let me go to those real quick. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Appreciate you. Let me hit the super chats because I'm already getting some requests coming in. This one is Evan Watanabe. So if I butchered it, I'm sorry, my brother. Said, what's up, man? When will you guys start Fear of the Walking Dead series? So I've asked this question. I got a comment early on in The Walking Dead. I cannot remember what it said now, but they literally gave me a whole breakdown for the best way they think I should start the series and then start the spinoffs. I can't remember what exactly that it was. I forget if they said after season 5, then start doing some things, or if it was season 4 or 6. But I do remember them saying to get that kicked off before ending Walking Dead. So Evan, to answer your question, I don't know yet. Let me revisit that. It could be before the end of the season, or it could be at the end of the season. I'm going to have to go revisit that comment. I actually may poll this on Patreon. This is what I may do. I may poll this particular question on Patreon to see what people think should happen. Because I know there's a lot. What is there? In the comments, y'all drop it and let me know. I know there's Fear the Walking Dead, which Evan just brought up. Outside of that, I think there's isn't the new one called like Dead City or something? And then The Ones Who Lived. And then there's another one, I think that was on Amazon, that was just like Tales of the Walking Dead. And then what's another one, y'all? Let me go to the chat to see what the other one is. Because I know y'all know. If anybody know, I know y'all know. Let me see. What's the other one, y'all? Sarah Weavers, what's going on? Carl Grimes and The Walking Dead fan, what's going on? Fear the Walking Dead. We already said that one. Oh, yeah. Then they have a Daryl Dixon and Carol one. I think something like that. I think that was what it was. But all right, let me go ahead and move on to this next super chat. Good question, Evan. Tornston Armory says, huge fan of y'all. Love your reactions and some of my favorite shows like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is crazy. Torsten, Game of Thrones is crazy. I see why folks got that as their favorite show ever. And The Walking Dead. And Walking Dead, right now, as far as we're watching out, is my favorite show that is being reacted to. Even sub to Patreon. I love, let me go to the request that says, I love to react to Supernatural or Dexter. Hey, so hear me out, Torsten. Appreciate you so much for that love. And I told you we got the super chat reactions going on. Which one though? You gave me 2. Which one of those do you want me to add to the list? That's all I need to know from you. Which one of the ones you told me, Supernatural, Dexter? Which one of those do you want me to add to the queue, my friend? Let me know. I'm ready to type that down now. And I also got mods who are here with me too. And also I got a log of all the super chats. So let me know. Supernatural, Dexter. And if I miss it in the chat, go on and drop that. Let me know. Appreciate you so much for that love. Torsten's Armory coming through with a super chat for your boy saying Dexter or Supernatural. Just waiting on his response. Out of those 2 though, y'all, which one do y'all think is better? Which one y'all think is crazier though? Which one y'all think will make for better reaction? Supernatural or Supernatural or Dexter? We got another super chat coming in from, let me get the name right, Miss Angel Charms. Says, will you be reacting to them? Good question. Torsten Armory dropped another super chat. Says Supernatural. All right, okay. All right, let me write that down. Okay, adding that one to the list. Appreciate you so much for that love. Now let me get to Angel's questions. Will you be reacting to them? Great question. I know a lot of people have had this question. If y'all remember, I think it was early June. I sped through all the season 1. I think I literally dropped a reaction to From every day. I think I dropped a reaction to From every single day, like back to back to back. I got a lot of pre-recording done and I went ahead and spit that out. So a lot of shows, sometimes I'm actively recording those and then dropping them. I wanted to do something different with From. And to be honest with you, I may do that same approach with From season 2. I have started it, but I'm probably realistically going to wait till I get a lot more in the queue so that when it comes to dropping those for y'all on YouTube, it's not that much of a wait. If you want to know my mindset and my thoughts behind it, that is probably most likely what I'm going to do. And I also want to give a shout out to Lord Raider. Appreciate you so much for that love. And let's go ahead and get to some other ones. Let me go to Nikki XO's question. Right now, for those of y'all who are tuning in, we are into crowd questions that we are handling. I'm getting some questions in my headphones too, but talking at the same time. We're taking questions from y'all coming in live right now, in case y'all are wondering. So Nikki XO says, would you ever visit the Last of Us game, even if you don't record the gameplay? Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely do plan on playing the game. My biggest thing is I do think I want a little distance. If I'm being honest with you, I do think I want a little distance. And the reason I say that is I've seen the show, so I think I'll be super familiar with everything that happens in the game. And I'm currently watching the show, so I don't want to play anything past what I've already seen. So those are a couple of the things that are going to be determined on, are going to determine when I do kick that gameplay off. Good question though. Got another one from Silver Wolf. It says, I know this is off topic, but I've been wondering, when did you become a Christian? Love Walking Dead, Supernatural, and Dexter. Appreciate you, Silver Wolf. Y'all know it is ask me anything. So I'm not ducking no questions. If you ask me something crazy though, I said you could ask me, but I didn't say it's gonna answer it. But this is not one of those situations. So Silver Wolf, good question. So I actually was, you hear a lot of people say this, I was born around the church and going to church. So from the moment I came out the womb, I was already ingratiated with people would say the church life or things of that nature. Now, I also will let y'all know this, just because the people who raised me said, they would say that doesn't grandfather me in. Now, that may give me an opportunity and experience to know the Lord that some people don't have. But me, for myself, growing up, I always had an understanding who the Lord was, and who God is in my life. And that's very apparent. But one of the things I'll tell y'all this. So with me knowing that, one of the things that really stood out to me though, which really solidified and really gave me everything that I needed to know as far as, how good the Lord is I was in college and I was, actually headed back to my hometown for the evening, and I got in a serious car wreck. And my car, like, literally, so what happened, I was driving down the highway and there was a car that was off to the shoulder, off to the right-hand side. Like, y'all see these all the time. Y'all on the highway, broken down car just sitting there, lights off, everything. And I'm driving maybe like 70. I think it's like, it's a highway. So, 70 miles per hour is standard. And out of nowhere, the car literally cuts its lights on and literally tries to shoot straight across the highway to the police intersection as I'm traveling at like 70 miles per hour. So I immediately hit the brakes. And then what I messed up at is I tried to swerve out the way. Y'all, going 70, hitting the brakes and swerving at the same time. And I was in the truck. It was a recipe for disaster. Man, my car flipped. My car literally flipped at that speed. I was going down my car literally traveled the distance of a football field. I flipped literally the distance of a football field down the highway. One of the craziest things is my leg was outside of the window the whole time. It was so crazy. I had my seatbelt on, but my leg ended up outside of the driver's side window. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, the whole time the car flipped, I'm like, bro, I'm about to die. Like, and it happened, like, stuff happens so fast. It's crazy how you can go from just chilling to like your life being in danger that fast. I'm like, bro, I'm about to die. And it sounded like I was inside of a tornado. That's how loud it was. It was like this, it's like loud. You hear metal, and I'm hearing metal bending, crunching. I'm not knowing if I'm going straight down the highway. I'm not knowing if I'm going into the trees. I'm not knowing if I'm going into incoming traffic. It's just so much to think about. I'm sitting there flipping down the highway, and I'm just ready for, like, I'm like, one of these turns is going to be my last turn. One of these turns is going to be like my last turn ever. And as quickly as it started, that's as quickly as it ended. I remember thinking one of these flips is going to break my leg off. It's literally going to snap my leg off. As quickly as that happened, it stopped. The truck came to a halt. It's weird because like if this is a truck, you know, you got the front side. I'm upside down, but the truck bed is still right side up. Crazy. Like it was a crazy situation. So I click my seatbelt off, and I kind of like fall down, right? Like fall to the roof of the car, which is upside down. And I remember thinking like, no, this is crazy. So now I'm just in shock. I'm like, this is wild. This is insane. And I know there's a lot of super chats. I know there's a lot of questions coming through. Somebody asked me a question about faith, and I'm just giving y'all my testimony about a situation that the Lord directly had his hand in bringing me out of. I remember getting down, and it's like, all right, did I literally make it through this? Like, this is crazy. So now I'm thinking, I don't know where I am, like within the space. I'm thinking like next thing I'm about to experience is a car coming to hit me while I'm sitting in the middle of the road. So then when I snap out of the fact that I made it out of the initial impact, I'm trying to get out of the car. But then I'm like, dang, my leg is not moving. The car, I told you my leg was outside the window. The car was on top of my leg. And so I couldn't get my leg out. So then by that time, I kind of start like panicking a little bit, like, oh, snap. I know I didn't survive this just to like either get hit by incoming traffic or for the car to blow up on me and all of that stuff. So then I remember like a Hispanic dude, he didn't speak any English. He came to the window. He's like, get out the car. And I was like, bro, like I can't get out the car. Like I'm trying to, I can't get out the car. He's like, man, come on. I was like, I can't get out the car. I was like, could y'all go to the back and like pick the car up? And then, so I guess, you know, my like telling him and, you know, giving him the motion of what I needed to do. He went to the back with a few other guys, and then he attempted to pick up the car. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, when y'all gonna pick this junk up off my leg? Like, obviously I wasn't this sarcastic, but in my mind, I was like, when are y'all gonna start? Like, I don't even hear any movement. I don't even hear no 1, 2, 3. No, I don't even hear anything. So then he comes back maybe like 45 seconds later, and he's like, yeah, we couldn't pick it up. We tried. And I was like, and whatever, he didn't say it, he wasn't speaking English, but he's like, yeah, it's not moving. And I was like, dang. So then I'm panicking again. I'm like, then I'm starting to look around. It seemed like stuff is leaking. I'm like, oh, bro, this car finna explode. I'm finna get blown up in this junk. So then I calmed down. What I end up doing is like doing this little weird, like I tucked my leg deeper into the car to kind of squeeze it out. And in the process of that, I ended up slicing my foot open, which I still got a big old scar on to this day. Which we'll talk about the injuries too. And I end up crawling out the car. And the first thing I said, I looked up, people looking at me like I was crazy. I couldn't see out of one of my eyes. And I'll tell you why that was later. I ended up crawling out of the car. First thing I did, I looked back at the car. It looked like it was in a war zone. It was crazy. I had stuff from inside the car that was in the trees, stuff thrown like hundreds of yards away. It was ridiculous. And I looked back at the path. The whole highway stopped just for me. And I was like, there's some other details about this story too. And I got out the car, I looked back at everything, and I just shouted. I was like, thank you, God. I was like, man, thank you, God. So that right there was one of the moments that I highlight in my life. And actually it was one of the moments that actually kind of correlates to the channel, because before that, I'm not going to say I wouldn't have done something like this, but when you get that realization that you only got one life, you know, people bleed just like you that you bleed, the fear of public speaking and all of that stuff, all of that stuff I attribute to kind of going away from that moment there. And just realizing that, hey, I could be gone the next day just like anybody else, but thank the Lord that he didn't take me out then, and he allowed me to, you know, move forward, and I get to, you know, do things like this, create content on YouTube. And so yeah, that's a testimony from a situation that he brought me out of. And the crazy part about that is, so that same highway that I told y'all that I got into that wreck on is actually unfortunately the same highway that my good friend Andre, who was one of the core members of this group, that he passed away on the exact same highway. But yeah, so there's my question. I know we got into a little testimony section right there. But that's that. I told y'all ask me anything and I wasn't dodging any smoke or any questions. So that was that. Now let me go back because I know I missed a ton of super chats. I heard a lot of people talking about Supernatural. Let me scroll all the way back up. So, Silver Wolf, hopefully that answered your question and gave you a little bit more and gave y'all some insight into me as well. So, Candace Baton, let me see if I can scroll up. I might it might be gone, but I can read it. Candace Baton says, "Good morning, Addison. When are you going to finish the game episodes of Telltales and Walking Dead with Clementine?" So for those of y'all who know, I did chapter 1. I did that solo, did that as a solo gameplay. I did kick off chapter 2 with Brandon. I'm not sure yet if his schedule is going to allow him to continue to do the rest of that gameplay through it or not. I'm not sure. It still will continue. I'm just not sure if every episode will be double at the same time. But I know that could be kind of difficult because there are major things in the storyline, and which is going to be kind of hard, or which is going to be pretty neat for somebody to make a decision based on the things that they've seen. So my goal with that was to kind of get those cranked off on Sundays. We'll see what happens with that though. Thank you for that super chat. Rude Denise says, "Hi, do you think you'll watch Annie with an E? It's wholesome and it's a really good show." Actually, I have been recommended that show before. And yeah, I'm down for that. Y'all know we watch a lot of sci-fi stuff on here. I watch a lot of, and speaking of which, lots of drama stuff, some K-drama stuff. I heard that there's Squid Game season 3 is out. I was actually going to start checking that out this morning, but I was like, let me holler at my people, man. I know it's been a minute. But Annie with the E, if y'all say it's something different, I'm down for it. The only other thing I can think of that's so drastically different from things that I typically watch on the show, I haven't put out on YouTube yet, which would be Ted Lasso. But Ted Lasso to me is kind of in that Abbott Elementary ballpark. But I have started on Ted Lasso, and those reactions will be coming to the channel soon. Let me get through a few more super chats, and then we'll start. I got a good question too that I think just came through my ear, and I'll answer that one too. So another super chat comes from Gibbs Gaming that says, "Do you like anime? If so, I think you should check out Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood." So a quick update on anime. I did do a few anime shows in the channel when I first kicked off, but that's another thing that I'm determining whether or not I should keep that. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all want me to keep anime stuff here, or if y'all feel like I should kick up a whole nother spot where I put the anime stuff. Y'all let me know. I mean, the shows and all of that, it's still a show, but I know it's different. It's a different type of show. But yes, so specifically for the anime related things, which I can touch on, let me go ahead and highlight what this person says. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I have a friend that should be coming up this upcoming month in July, and he is really into anime related stuff, and he would like to partake in doing some more anime content on the channel. So that is a particular collaboration or grouping that y'all may see that's coming. That's what I'm trying to get in the works. So if that pans out the way that I'm hoping it will, then hopefully y'all see a lot more anime related things on the channel for sure. What else do we have? Got a lot of God is goods in the chat. That's a fact. What else we have? There was actually another God related question or a spiritual related question I'll hop into. Sadi Louise says, "Knowing Jesus keeps me from watching some shows content. How about you?" Absolutely. Actually, for those of y'all who let me highlight this chat too, because this is a good comment. This is a good comment for sure. For those of y'all who are part of coming to the channel when I first started watching Harry Potter, throw some type of emoji, something in the chat. Raise your hand, say that's me in the chat. Something. Let me know if you've tuned into the Harry Potters, or if you got tuned into the channel because of my reaction to Harry Potter, then let me know in the chat. The reason I bring that up is I actually opened that video up by saying I actually was not allowed to watch that growing up because of my parents saying, "Hey, I don't think this is something that we should be checking out because of some of the wizardry and witchcraft elements in it and yada, 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 yada." And as a child, obviously, or whatever my parents, required of me as a youth, and even to this day, my parents tell me some stuff, I listen to them. I mean, just because I'm a grown man, just because you're grown don't mean you don't listen to your parents. That if I tell y'all anything else today, that's one thing I'll let you know. Bible says, honor your mother and father so that thy days be long upon this earth. Now, with that being said, yes, Saudi Lewis. So my faith and everything does determine what type of things that I do and do not watch. The other thing is, when I was growing up, we had something called Angel Vid. So in Angel Vid, our dad used to have us, we could watch something, but Angel Vid would filter out some of the things that had like nudity or language or just inappropriate stuff. It would filter that out. So my approach with this channel has been something similar to that. Certain things may come up that I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and people get on me all the time. But why you looking away when so and so get undressed? I'm not trying to see that, and I'm gonna let y'all know now. I'm not trying to see that. All right, I can get the context of certain things without knowing how much you. If you tell me you love or like the person, I get it. I don't need you to demonstrate the ways in which you do love or like the person for me to get the context of the show. Now, some of y'all may disagree with that. That's fine. Like, if y'all want to watch that, I'm not coming to your house telling you cut that off. But if you come to this channel, there's certain things that I'm not just going to be showcasing. So I take that same approach with the content. I understand, given the nature of us going in cold turkey, I'm not always going to know about certain things that transpire are going to take place. I try to give y'all a fresh reaction to things that I don't know much about. And I would say that is true for about 95% of the stuff that's on the channel. Otherwise, I wouldn't, if I'm not naming something first time, I'm not going to clickbait y'all. I'm not going to put first time on things that you've seen or that I think I've seen, or most of the time we just get that conversation out at the beginning end of whatever we're watching. So that is why, if y'all remember, let me see if I can pull this up. That is why a lot of things are watched with stipulation. So my good old handy dandy, let me pull this up for the ones who know. My good old handy dandy cheek blocker. This is why this is in play, because I know sometimes some stuff will come up and it's like, yeah, I'm straight on that. And this is what I'll use to kind of guard and not showcase some of that stuff if it does happen as quickly as I can. Again, another plug for the Clips channel if y'all want to see short form stuff that is coming from my long form content. But that is a good question. That is a good question. Let me go to another question. Let me go to another question from Ed McCoy that says, do you prefer to react to shows with short seasons and season amounts or longer ones? Supernatural, for example, is 15 seasons, 22 episodes, super long. To me, so there's two sides of this answer. This is a great question, by the way. There's two sides of this answer. There's me as the editor, and then there's me as the reactor, and then there's me as the viewer, right? The reactor and the viewer, man, give me all that. The longer the story, the better the story. Me as the reactor and editor is like, I can only do so much with my time. And then two, for instance, if I, let's say this, if I watch a show that is like an hour, it's probably going to take me more than that to get it edited and chopped. And then because of the deliverables I have with, early access for Patreon members, things of that nature, there's a lot that goes into that video. So that hour worth of time that I spend editing, that I spend watching that video is not mean that it takes an hour for me to get that out. So sometimes a lot of that plays into when I get to certain shows or how I can approach certain things, just because I only got a certain amount of time. And that also is why I don't start every single great, like y'all throw me a lot of great show reactions. But that is the main reason why I don't start every single great show reaction that y'all send to me and do all of them at the same time, because I know I don't want to get to a reaction, right? And we watching Walking Dead. And I'm like, dang, bro, who ate Walt? Why I don't see Walt? Did Walt get eaten by a zombie? Oh, snap, that's not Walking Dead, that's Breaking Bad. Y'all, they be mixing together sometimes. That's why Noah, rest in peace, and Walking Dead, that's why his name is Gregory and Chris, because of that nature. The shows be coming together too fast, man. They come together too fast. But I say all that to say, I still am taking super chat suggestions for shows in the chat. These are going to be ones that get added to the list that I'll be taking a look at for the remainder of this year. Some may be groups, some may be solo. We'll see what everybody's time is looking like. But if you want to know what they are, what all the numbers and stuff correlate to, it is right there. But now let's get on to some other questions, and then we'll take a few more, and then it may be time for me to go ahead and hop into some other topics. I got a question from, it's a lot of different weird characters in the username. I appreciate the creativity, but I don't know if I can pronounce the username just because it's a lot that's going on with that. But it says, would you consider watching more Quentin Tarantino movies? Absolutely. 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 Without a doubt. Who else we got? Who else do we got in here? Here we go. All right. So this question comes from Teray. Says, love EDM. When did Brandon start with the alternative names? I think he started with those alternative names somewhere. Was it the end of Game of Thrones? Kind of going into Walking Dead? Somewhere in there. It was definitely in 2025. It was definitely in 2025 if I'm not mistaken. But then they said, Thurman, beans, greens, tomatoes. Hey, if y'all don't know what she's talking about, man, let me give y'all a quick update, man. Y'all know I like to have a little fun. And this is for everybody who tunes into the end of the video. I'll be giving y'all a little something special, man. I actually should have said potatoes, but I just had to get it out, so I said tomatoes. And I wanted to get your veggies in, too. Yeah. All right, who else we got?
Pass me that sauce.
Let me get to another super chat. Where we at? I'm looking for the next one. I see the other questions too. I'm gonna get to those.
We gon' cook, we gon' eat. Grab a chair, take a seat. Why they looking right at me? I think they want that tainted me. Grab a leg, take a thigh.
All right, cool. But yeah, y'all get the principle.
My boy, you ain't enjoying me. I know that they hate me, probably cause they ain't me, probably why they hate me. I'm gonna make them sick of me.
Anyway, we just be having fun, y'all. One of these days, we might have to drop a whole EDN like album on the channel. Like every outro song that you ever heard, I would just have to drop that on the thing. But let me get to this comment by Vraxum. Says, anime I'd recommend would be Vinland Saga. I haven't seen that one, but I've seen the graphic for it. Attack on Titan. I've started Attack on Titan. I just haven't put out my stuff for season 2. And if you want straight hands, watch Solo Leveling. I heard Solo Leveling was that one. I actually think I started reading the manhwa with Dre a while back until they came back with that axe. Said, y'all did not. So that's the only reason that one stopped a little bit. But Solo Leveling was really good. I read some of the memoir, the comment, whatever came, but I have not seen the show. I thought they had a live action for that show too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought they had a live action. A comedian said that is out of pocket. Hey, if y'all, matter of fact, I'm glad Chameleonaire just dropped a comment because I want to speak now. I'm shifting. We're going to get back to some more questions from y'all live, but let me shift a little bit. So Chameleonaire, if y'all wouldn't mind giving Chameleonaire a round of applause. Why? Because Chameleonaire won our game night the other day. But you're like, game night? What game night? Where is that at? It's on the Discord. Y'all see how I segued that? I wanted to talk about the Discord. It's on the Discord, y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit more about the Discord and some reasons why y'all should be on that side of things. So the Discord, I want to make it abundantly clear. The Discord is not a fan base. It's not just a place for fans of the channel. It is a place for fans of the channel, but it's more so for community. So I put that together, created that. I got some amazing mods on there. It's a safe space. The vibes that y'all get here are similar to the vibes that we get right there. Also, community, just let you know, I did put your giveaway shirt in the mail this morning, so it should be on its way to you. She was one of, actually, matter of fact, Chameleonaire is going to be the first person who has the EDN Zombified tee. She is going to be the first person who has the EDN Zombified tee. I just thought about that. I did not think about that until I went to go ship it out. You're going to be the first person ever to have that t-shirt. I actually made that shirt for myself, but I was like, and I didn't wear it. I made it for myself, but then when we did the live, I was like, all right, I'm going to be giving this one away. And then, yeah. So I hope you enjoy it because I sure did whip that guy out for myself. But if you want to know in particular which shirt, which design I'm talking about, I'm going to show y'all right here. This is the EDN Zombified. If y'all ever wonder what me and Brand would look like if we got bit by a zombie, you can wear it on the shirt. You know what I'm saying? You can wear it on the shirt. That's what you can do. But anyway, back to the Discord. So the Discord is a good place to interact with other people on the channel. The other thing is, if you on the Patreon side of things, live reactions, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be a part of the post-show commentary. I just did a survey the other day. It wasn't the favorite thing it wasn't the most favorite thing on there, but a lot of people said one of the most fun parts is in being able to be a part of the post-show Q&As and conversations. So if y'all ever watch one of the videos and you're like, how they calling in at the end of the show and being able to talk and stuff like that, that's because they on the Patreon side with the Discord access. Now, you do not have to be a Patreon member to have Discord, but you do have to be a Patreon member to get certain access levels to the Discord. All right. That is what the difference is between those two. So shout out my mod Wombat. She put a link to the Discord in the chat. Jillian also put a link to the Discord in the chat. So there's multiple different ways. Other things that we have in the Discord, let me not fail to mention that. Other things that we have going on in the Discord include, let me bring up my notes, y'all. Let me bring up my notes. We have TV Club. TV Club is an opportunity for you to get together with other members to check out some shows that everybody likes. And then y'all also get to have discussions about those shows. Those typically take place every week on Wednesday nights. They typically take place every week on Wednesday night. If you want to know what show that the group is watching right now, I believe it's called The Residents. And I think that is on Netflix. If I am wrong, mods, please let me know. But that show should be called The Residents, and it is on Netflix. So that's TV Club. Another one of the clubs that we have currently going on right now is Book Club. Now, Book Club is a portion to where you have, like, I'm not going to say assignments because it's not homework, but you know, there has to be a measurement point, right? So pretty much there's weekly readings. And the book that they're reading right now is Harry Potter. So I think it's a reread for most of the folks that are on there. I have not read Harry Potter yet. I do want to read that one day. I may get to do a full book breakdown and things of that nature for anybody who's interested. Harry Potter is going on with that. And then we also have something that's coming up, the Cooking Club. And it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you, my biggest goal, I don't want it to just, like, YouTube is fine. People come up to me, you that YouTube and stuff like, yeah, I'm on YouTube, but like, man, I'm Addy, man. I'm me. So when we kicking it, and that's one of the ways that we can interact outside of just the comment section on YouTube. If y'all want to come over and have fun, meet some like-minded individuals, meet some people who got different opinions than you, and we just kind of speak and talk respectfully about some of the things that we kind of all enjoy. Now, I'm telling you, come on over. But don't come over there cussing, talking crazy. Don't come over there talking about nobody, mama, they baby mama, they baby's mama, none of that. When you come respectfully, all right? Pretty chill community, pretty fun, and it's one of the ways that y'all can connect with us a lot more. So, gave my spiel on Discord. If I missed anything, mods, please let me know, because the last one that I'll talk about on the Discord is something that is going to be getting kicked off. And just the same way that y'all heard that my girl Chameleonaire got her shirt giveaway, we have a space in the Discord. Alert! Discord alert! We have a space in the Discord, which is called the Memes Channel. Now, in the Memes Channel, y'all know we see a lot of crazy stuff. We probably make a lot of crazy facial expressions, all of that stuff. If you ever snapshot one, and you want to go a step further and meme that guy, every month I'm choosing one of the top rated memes, one of the highest rated memes that is on the Discord in the Memes Channel, and we sending out some free merch. Don't ask me what it is, because I don't know what that merch will be just yet. I've been experimenting on a lot of different designs, but every month. Now, it's more than just taking a snapshot. Let me clarify that. It's more than just taking a screenshot. You got to screenshot that guy, and you got to memeify that guy. I don't know if memeify is a word, but you got to screenshot it, and then you got to make a meme for it. And then every month, the best one that is the highest rated one, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of good entries, are going to be sent out some merch. Again, that is on the Discord side. Hit the link for that. But y'all, I feel like we've talked about a lot of updates right now. I got another super chat coming from DJ Hood. Let me see what DJ Hood is talking about. Let me see if I can get it. DJ Hood, where is it coming? Said, love to see you and B take on Vampire Diaries. Interesting thing about that is I did check out the trailer for that. I thought I was going to be doing that show with another co-host, but I may have to spin a block on that one. We'll see what happens. We may have to spin a block on that one. Let me go. Let me go read the next one. I'm sorry, I'm getting some audio in my ear, and then I'll get to it. Silver Wolf says, thank you for the testimony. Many Christians don't want to say that they believe in Christ. I was raised as an MK, allowed to watch AP, not The Patriot. Great movie. Sorry for the late response. YouTube kept stopping me. All good. Appreciate you for the super chat and appreciate you for dropping a message. All good, all good. It's y'all's questions answered today, man. It's y'all's questions answered today. But now I think what we're going to do is along the lines of answering y'all's questions, because I think I hit a lot of folks who are here live. Let's go and see some of the things that y'all been saying a while back. Let's see what y'all been saying, man. Let's see what y'all been saying. So this is what we can do. Okay, this one comes from Kobe Bryant. This is coming from Kobe Bryant. Hold on. This one says, Z Chevron says, hey, Tier, and Hubby, if he's watching too, I think you shot another member. All right, this is one of them situations to where y'all can ask him. I said, ask me anything. I ain't say I was going to go into details about everything. I love y'all, but this is the internet, and the internet is crazy. I'm going to answer a lot of stuff. This question coming from Kobe Bryant 12 says, how much money does EDM make in a year between YouTube, Patreon, and merch before? I like how they just capitalize before taxes. I like how they do all of that. So I'll say this. Good question. I have no problem with the question. But I do have to be careful, and I have to be safe on the internet, because that is a tricky thing to get through with being, y'all know, you got me stuttering. That's how much you got me dancing. The Lord has been good to a brother. All right. I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful for any and everything y'all get. For those of y'all who haven't even put a super chat or anything of that nature, I don't love you any less. I appreciate y'all for spending time with me. The Lord has been gracious enough to allow me to do this at what I deem as a successful level. All right. What I deem as here is a successful level. So I'm not going to go into any numbers or things of that myth. Chris Rumpy said, is the IRS in the chat? Kobe Bryant 12 might be the IRS agent. He might be. That's all right. Even if you are the IRS agent, I still love you. I just want you to know why there's levels in which I cannot answer that question online. All right. That's it. I don't got no problem with you asking the question. That's it. But yeah, it's I'll say this. I will give you this information though. I wasn't making anything off of this for like the first 2 years, for like the first year or two. And that I'll get into this a little bit more, which is one of the tricky parts about a lot of people when they talk about starting YouTube. Because if you get into it just from the sense of making money, you may get burnt out fast if it doesn't happen quickly. Or sometimes even if it does happen quickly, you still may get burnt out. I'm just going to be honest with you. But when we first started, I remember Dre, we were talking about it, and I told him, I was like, we had these conversations in the car, and Andre would be like, bro, all these takes you be saying about show stuff, bro, we need to put this on the channel. And I'm like, yeah, like that's cool and all, but like, let's do our normal, like, let's not give up on our normal job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let us keep doing our freelance videography and photography and stuff like that. The other stuff is fun, but come on now. And at that time we were at a place to where the reactions and stuff were like a good, somebody asked, I'm getting some questions. Somebody's asked me a question, which I'll get to. We were at a place at that time to where the channel was more so like fun to get to after we got through our real world jobs and stuff. So like we could come here and just kick it and have fun. At the beginning, I didn't even know, like, I even told you, I was like, I know how we joke and have fun and cut up and stuff like that. But everybody's not where we from or talk how we talk or, joke the way we joke or may not even think the things that we think are funny. So I was just kind of like, but I was like, all right, let's just give it a shot. And I remember specifically, this is the funny part about it. I remember telling him, I was like, all right, y'all, I said, I'm down for it, but I'm not going to be editing I'll film them, but I'm not going to be editing the videos, bro, because like, I got to make sure I get the other work done. And it's funny. He had started editing the first video and he was showing me the progress of it. This is the very first video. He was showing me the progress of it. And I was like, nah, here, bro, like, nah, add this cut here, then add this meme, then like, let's add this sound effect. And I ended up, I told him I wasn't going to be editing none of the videos. And then I ended up editing all the videos. Then I started editing a lot of them. So that was the funniest part about it. And then slowly but surely, just the grind and consistency. And one of the things that got us the most excited, I remember having a video and then it's like, dang, this mug got 100 views on it. Like it's 100 folks checking this out. Dang, I wonder, like, dang. And then started off by not sending it to family or friends because I just put it out there. And then seeing different people come in from around the world and different things of that nature. That's what made it fun. So again, I bring all that up to say there was years of not making anything and years about me determining whether I wanted to do that as something that did do money or something that was just for fun. And I started out just as fun, and it's still fun. But there's a little backstory about that. Good question. Good question. I know we going all around. Sometimes if y'all ask me a question, expect the details. That's all I'm gonna say. If you ask me a question, expect the details, because I'm gonna give them to you. Somebody said Holy Fire 11 says they make roughly around 69 cents a year. If that was the case, the Lord is still good. And you know what's crazy right after that? Hey, man. All right, let me keep going. I saw another one. Here's another question. Folks are asking questions today. Detsy says, how much is your electricity bill? Do you prefer cats or dogs? Why weren't there 3 reactors on Wheel of Time season 3? Okay. All right. All right. I'm getting a question in my ear, so let me sorry, I had a question in my ear, but let me answer Desi's question. So how much is your electricity bill? I don't know what it is this month yet. I got to go look and see. That's an honest answer, but it'd be up there sometimes. Here we have the second one is, do you prefer cats or dogs? I actually do not own a cat or dog. If y'all want to know an interesting thing about me, I've went through several summers of having chickens though. And there's maybe another day we'll go into the story behind that. But if I were to have an animal, it will most likely be a dog. I don't have one though. I've contemplated getting a dog for a while. If I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the only reasons I have not gotten a dog yet is because, like, if I want to go on vacation and stuff like that, that's just a whole nother like step. And then having somebody to babysit your dog, and then also either paying for it to go into a place, and then there's shots, and then there's potty training, all of that stuff. I think I asked for a dog so much when I was a kid, and my dad kept telling me all this stuff, and I never ended up getting one. And then now that I'm older, now that I'm an adult, now I kind of feel some of the stuff my dad was saying. It's like, I don't know if I feel like dealing with that just yet. So the other question Detsy asked is, why weren't there 3 reactors on Wheel of Time season 3? Good question. I'm gonna just be honest. They were supposed to be. I'm not gonna go into too much details about it. It's not bad or good. They were supposed to be. I was supposed to have a group of 3, but that did not work out. Not because of me. It was supposed to work out. It just didn't. It was supposed to be 3. I even had the trailer reactions up with the additional co-hosts that I was gonna have on there, but it just didn't work out at that time. And yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. What else do we have, y'all? What else do we have? I'm scrolling through. All right, cool. Got another super chat coming in from Carly. What's going on, Carly? What's going on, Carly? Seeing Carly in the chat quite a bit. She asked, man, I see a couple more super chats coming in. Let me take my headphone off, because I know it's finna be loud in there. Carly asked, just got here, so I don't know if it's been covered, but are you guys planning on continuing some of the other shows you started, like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Stranger Things? Also, I'd love a Jenny and Georgia reaction. So, about that. So, with the Avatar: The Last Airbender, I have actually finished up all of the live action season 1. So if you're interested in checking out those reactions, I have all of the live action season 1 videos up for you to check out. If you're talking about the animated reactions, in July, because I have another announcement that I got to think about. I do want to get some more stuff kicked off. I have another friend who's planning on potentially coming to do some content, and he is heavy into doing the anime side of things. Actually, with that being said, I do want to switch over right here to Twitch real quick and shout out YNG Finesser, who says he recommends that I do a whole nother channel for anime related content. But when it comes to Avatar: The Last Airbender, that will be started. I do not have a date for you just yet. Now, when it comes to Stranger Things, that will be continued, but it is not the highest priority show right now. I mean, that's just, if y'all want to be honest, I told you I'm gonna get on here and keep it a bean with y'all. It's just not the highest priority show right now. It is a really good show. I don't have any problem with this. I love the show. It's just not the highest priority show right now. So I don't have an ETA on that. And realistically, it's probably not gonna be for the next 2 or 3 months if I just keep it a bean with y'all. Now, when it comes to Genia, Georgia, I almost started on those reactions because there's a few things in the queue that, the show got to keep running. So when other people are busy doing other things, I got some other things in the queue that I may have to kick up as solo reactions. And I was considering doing that show. I heard that the ladies, fellas, y'all chip in, but I be hearing the ladies love that show. Why y'all like that show so much? And can you answer that question without spoiling me is the next question. Why y'all like that show so much? Keep it a bean. And if y'all want that one on the list, then, if y'all want that one on the list, I'm gonna highlight a comment real quick. Then, that there's the information. I almost did it. I got a list of things that I got to get to, and I almost went to that one. But I got the information down there below if y'all interested in bumping that one up the list. Now we have a comment from somebody called Entitled. Says, I first caught one of your Walking Dead drops, and appeal was the Pearl clutching towards Glenn and Maggie hooking up before marriage, just opposed to the opposite reaction to people getting eaten alive. Is there a continuation to this? All right, yeah, here it is. 2 or 2. But over time, and even though I don't hold the same beliefs around such things, I know your hearts are good and you're honest in your reactions. I look forward to it, love and respect. Yeah, so Untitled, first of all, I already know that when we do reactions, it's going to have a lot of comedy and hilarious takes on it. But then also you'll get a little insight into the ways we feel about certain things. And to be honest, I don't have any problem. If you want to know my honest thoughts about the Glenn Maggie situation and how they first hooked up, I want to be very clear. I don't have any issue with them being a couple. Like that part of it, no, I think they're a good match for one another. The biggest thing that I was trying to say is like, if we're in an apocalypse and you just meet somebody, like we literally just meet, and then we just go mess around in I think they went to some like pharmacy or something. That part is crazy. Like to me, that's crazy. I wouldn't, whether we're in apocalypse or not, I wouldn't recommend anybody do that. Like you don't know much about the person. You don't know anything at all. We just mess around. It's not that them being together and falling in love. I don't have of course. I mean, I think that they may make a great couple. It seems like they're doing good as a couple unit. It's just like messing around with somebody when you first meet them in apocalypse. They're supposed to be dirty. It's just that. Maybe I'm speaking from a clean, non-apocalyptic world right now, but it's like, and I know I'm not. I'm not just speaking from a clean, non-apocalyptic world. It's keeping it being. That's all it was. I don't got no problem with them falling in love or none of that. But if you ask me, do I recommend that you just first time you see somebody you meet up and it's like a one night stand? No, I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that at all. I appreciate you on the title. Appreciate you for keeping it respectful, and also appreciate you for asking a question that you really felt something about. So good question. What else is there? Somebody in the chat, Samaria Graham says, I have chickens. Samaria, I had chickens. I don't want to get into that right now, but just know I'm gonna have to get some more. And before I get the ones that I really want, I might have to pick up the ones from Chick-fil-A or they got this place called Raising Cane's. That's where I'm gonna get my next set of chickens. But the other set of chickens, I might, actually go to like a hatchery or something. But good question. I gotta fortify my chicken coop. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about that. So Gibbs Gaming says, who is your favorite comedian? Also, who is your favorite MC? Good question. Good question. Good question. I'll take a few more of these super chats, then it's time to get into some of the other topics. Favorite comedian. If I'm honest with y'all, I've never really watched much comedy because of actually one of the super chats we got earlier, because I heard that most comedy from a comedy show standpoint was it could be raunchy or highly inappropriate, if I'm gonna be honest with you. So I think back in the day when high school kids were talking about whether it be I don't know who was the author, Eddie Murphy, any of them, Richard Pryor, all of them is like, don't they be going there? So I didn't get into that comedy like that. Now I have seen some comedians act in movies, which has then made me want to check out some of their stuff. So of course I've seen like Kevin Hart do some stuff, and of course I've seen Cat Williams do some things. I don't know if I have a favorite comedian. I don't even think I've ever thought about that question. But that's a good question though. As far as favorite MC, I like years ago there was a lot of stuff going on with, you know, I'll put it like this. What I've learned since being a young adult is that, let me take my headphones off because a super long super chat's finna come through, is that oftentimes now I don't just throw out names because I don't know these people. What I can attest to is like, this is a really good song. Like, I feel like this song is really good, because sometimes stuff will come up, then scandals, then it'd be like a hip hop artist who's a Christian, and then now he done messed around with the whole church. Like, so sometimes, and then they come back on you like, Addison said this is a legit dude. So hold on. I have musicians whose music I really enjoy, and it seems like some of the stuff that they're talking about is what they live by. So let me preface everybody that I say after this with that. And I'm not saying anybody that I say after this fact, Miss Mandy, no. I'm not saying anybody that I say after this fact falls into that category. But yeah, no. So if that question comes up, it's not a problem. I mean, Jillian, it's fine. It's not a problem. But no, like in the most no way ever though. So, not me. I'm not saying no as if, oh, you're not taking my man. No, he's just not in the most no way it can be. But what was I on? Oh, so artists. So I'm not saying any of these artists are doing anything foolish or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just prefacing that. I like Jay Monty. Jay Monty is the truth. I like Jay Monty is pretty fresh. KB, I liked him. I grew up listening to a lot of Lecrae and stuff like that. Who else? What other artists? It's just so many. I like Andy Mineo for a while. I like Bizzle. Brandon's brother, actually Jay, he's really good. Shoot some stuff for him as well. He's really good. But yeah, hopefully there's a few that y'all can kind of think about. Yeah, I mean, everybody on the Reach Record side of things is really good. Who else y'all feel like? If y'all know some other ones, let me know. Everybody but, listen to me. Everybody, since you asked me the question, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Everybody but the person I'm about to show y'all now. Because they set me up. And this is the crazy part about it. They set me up, chat. They set me up something crazy. Somebody says happy Sunday. It's Saturday for me though, but maybe we're on a different time zone. Y'all, they set me up something crazy. Look at this. Man, look at this. Somebody was like, yo, Addison, this happened 2 days ago. It's like, yo, Addison, check out this guy rapping for Jesus. I said, for sure. You know I love the Lord. Ain't no shame. I'm never going to deny that. I said, somebody rapping for the Lord for sure. They showed me this man right here, bro. Yeah, this is all I'm going to say. If you ain't seen this already, just go check this out. The video I posted saying the rapping for Jesus reaction, I'm going to drop that in the chat in case anybody wants to go and yeah, okay? They set me up, all right? So now, thanks to that person, you messed it up. Every time somebody just mentioned Jesus, I'm not just running to the video no more, all right? I'm not just running. I may go to it, but I'm not sprinting to the video like I did on that one. I got set up. I ain't going to do too much talking. I'm going to let y'all look at the other stuff in regards to that. But let's get to a couple more of the super chats, and we got so many coming through. So Maz, if you feel like there's one that I end up missing or something like that, let me know. We got another super chat coming from, I'm not a super chat, but another message coming from Nashara Foster that says, Addison, I will keep recommending Interview with the Vampire until I take my last breath. And I am going to keep letting you know I'm going to still be here to listen to that. And it may, hey, I hope, Lord willing, we get to that before you have many more breaths than the last one. Because y'all been telling me that I'm interested. So please keep on breathing. Please keep on breathing. We're trying to get to it. Somebody shouted out that they like Dave Chappelle. I've seen a few things with a minute. I think he's super talented for sure. But every time I say talent doesn't mean that I feel like people are using the talent for the right thing. And I don't know much about him to say he is not. But here we go. Tara says, would love to see you and Brandon watch the Game TV show. All right, so adding that one to the list. Adding it to the list. Again, if you want to know why I'm saying adding it to the list, it's because of the super chat goals. Would love to see you and Brandon watch the Game TV show about fictional pro football team and their WAGs. What does WAG stand for? With Tia Mowry, Pooch Hall, 6 seasons, 30 minutes episodes, started on the CW, so no extra foul language or gratuitous nudity. Yeah, them shows, wasn't that one of them shows that came out like in the 2000s or something? So a couple of things. I don't know who all will be on this show reaction or not. I don't know. I'm not saying it won't be. Maybe he can make it. Maybe he can't. So I can't necessarily guarantee that, but I guarantee that I can add this to the list. And Tia Mowry, I've been seeing her pop up on a lot of feed stuff lately. But the CW, man, y'all bringing back the CW. Appreciate you for that super chat and for that recommendation. Cody House says, every time I see a Vikings react, I get excited. Keep them coming. Definitely will. I'm going to give an update about that here in a second. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and get into that now. So for the Vikings reactions, my plan for that was to be a 3-person reaction. But it doesn't look like that's going to be able to happen moving forward. So I tried to wait to make sure I could get the group of 3, but it just wasn't working out. So those are going to move forward with just 2 people. And if you do happen to see anybody else come on those, just take it as it happened for that episode, but don't necessarily guarantee it for any more episodes, because I'm not thinking it will. But good question. Oh, where else we going with it? Appreciate y'all for pulling up too. Again, anything that y'all want to know, let me know. Torsten's Army says, by the way, I heard y'all talk about Gatlinburg. I'm about an hour north from there, Tennessee. How do we watch y'all live on Patreon? So if you want to tap into live reactions, that is something that is something that we do with Patreon members, but you have to be on Discord. You got to join me on Discord for that side of things. So hop on over to the Patreons. Every now and again, I may do some stuff just for the entire Discord. But it is typically not the running shows that we are watching. It's typically not the running shows. Every once in a while, we get on there and do some or I'll get on there and do some live reaction stuff for the entire Discord. But yep, that's a little information about that. Good question. All right, I feel like I missed one. Did I miss one, Chad? Am I tripping? I feel like I saw one, but maybe I didn't. Oh, okay. Got another question coming in from Day Versetti. Says he got the Kobe Bryant profile picture. How do you choose the shows you react to, and would you do a limited series the night of? Would be 5, and it was a highly rated show when it came out. Yeah, so if you want to know about the shows that I determined that we do on the channel, it's like 3 different things, right? It's three different things. It's 3 different things. Those 3 different things are, first and foremost, if we are interested, if I'm interested, if we're interested in it, if it come out, let's give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on. 2, our community. Our Patreon community helps let us know what a lot of the stuff that's coming up next is. So if you want to be able to steer the direction in which we go with certain things, join the Patreon. That's 2. And 3, relevance. If something comes out, it's new, it seems interesting to watch, trending and stuff like that, we may give that a shot. So those are the 3 things that typically determine. I'm not, capping to y'all, or I'm not gatekeeping the information about how we get to the shows we get to. It's typically that, whether we want to see it, does our community want to see it, and does the world want to see it? So that's a quick way to break that down. Another question is coming through from. Oh snap!
Once Upon a Time is a big show you can give a shot.
Here we go. James, hey James, you playing? James, you playing? That's why he got that. That's why he got that smirk emoji. Any movie plans like Hamilton. First of all, I just want y'all to know this. Brother James, man, shout out Brother James. He's an active member of the EDN community. This brother here knows that Hamilton is on the books. He knows that. So I'm going to just leave it there. So if the chat wants to know now, thank Brother James. He just let the cat out of the bag. It's on the books. I ain't said what date it's going to be on the books, but it's on the books. Kendall Gresham says, ever think about doing a blast in the past reactions like girlfriend, one-on-one, living single, etc.? You know what's crazy, Kendall? I haven't seen any of those shows at all. I have thought about doing blast in the past, but it was funny because when I thought about doing blast in the past, I was actually thinking about it from the cartoon side of things, like Courage the Cowardly Dog or Recess or stuff like that. The only other one from the blast in the past that I have seen too that I was thinking about was like Smallville. But if you think I've never seen Martin, I've barely seen, matter of fact, I've seen more of the Bel Air than I seen of the Fresh Prince back in the day with Will Smith and them. So, hey, if y'all got some suggestions on that, maybe we may have a theme to where it's just like a month where it's like blast in the past reactions, things of that nature. I like that. Kendall, you kind of helped me formulate an idea I was already working on. I like that. I like that, brother. I like that. All right, who we got next? James. Cleo 1107 says, would you consider doing more horror? Absolutely. So on the channel the other day, I did, hold on, let me do the view. I did, where's it at? 13 Ghosts. So this was a Patreon vote right here. In that poll for 13 Ghosts, I had, y'all remind me, Jeepers Creepers, Nightmare on Elm Street. What was the other one, y'all? Chat, for those y'all who tuned into that, what was the other one? Was it Children of the Corn? Was it Purge? And then 13 Ghosts. I could be wrong about one of them. But yes, so I definitely do plan on doing more horror films and checking those out. So, and 13 Ghosts was one of their recommendations from that. So, for sure. What else we got? Gibbs Gaming says, Once Upon a Time is a big show. You can give it a shot. Actually, and I'm not being funny. Once Upon a Time, Gibbs Gaming, I tried to give the show a shot. I watched the first episode. I don't even remember what happened, actually. I just watched the very first one. And I think I wanted to watch more, but I think I ended up watching something else. And I was like, oh, snap, this is good. I think I was doing a trial run. I watched the first episode of this, then I watched the first episode of that. And I was going to determine which pathway I went down. And I think I did that at this show, and it wasn't that it wasn't good. I just whatever else I watched was like, yeah, I'm about to keep watching this. But good suggestions. Where I just got a good question, but then like I don't see it anymore. It was a really good question. I think it was from Teray. Hold on, Teray. I'm gonna try to get to your question. Maybe it's some on my end. Let's see. Okay, so let me refresh this, and then we'll see if I can get this guy to pop out so I can see the question that you asked again, because it was a good one. Okay. We almost there, y'all. Appreciate y'all for your patience. Having some technical difficulties right now. But I'm going to just read it out. I'm going to read it off right from the screen since I can't see it. Teray asks, how many reactors are in the EDN verse? I like that. I've only seen you and Brandon found y'all reacting to Olympic gymnastics, Loving Walking Dead, and Abbott right now. Yeah, so actually, one of the main reasons you don't see the other main reactor that I have on the channel is because he passed. He died, actually, in a car wreck. So that was the reason why. But if you go back to our my catalog, there's a guy named where's he? His Andre. So me and Dre, like if you look at all these, me and him were rocking out on videos for the longest. Shad on Bone. We did a lot of Shad on Bone stuff together. Golly, I forget. Golly. Some of these I might have to take out the channel, y'all. I'm sorry. I ain't know some of like we were reacting to a lot of trailers with a Bad Trip, Serpent, Little Things, Army of the Dead. Yeah, so you'll see Dre on a lot of the earlier on a lot of stuff from the channel first kicking off. Yeah, like y'all see, it's like I'm scrolling through. I think he's in, like every single video back to 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 back. Outside of that, I have had Cariana. Cariana's done some videos with me. I've had a friend Jalen do some content with me. Who else have I had? I've had my mom and my aunt come on the channel and do some things. So it's been a lot of rotating co-hosts that have come on and done things. Now what that means for the future, I'm not sure. I told y'all like it is. One of the things I enjoy the most is having discussions with other people. So that's why you may see me do some stuff solo, or you may see me do some stuff in the group. But I don't know. That door right now is still kind of open. Obviously, me and Brandon rock out and do a lot of content. But you know, I like to have fun and have different people come on, and if they ain't enjoying it, you know, it's always been a we'll see how it goes type of thing.
Have y'all seen? Remember the teases? Or are you overcooking my grits, coach?
Somebody asked a question about another movie. Let me get to that. And then after this, I'm gonna have to switch to some other things for sure. Sadi Louis says, best advice for your viewers. Have fun, man. And realize that we're trying to have fun. I think sometimes, and which we'll get into some comments, I think sometimes folks don't realize like most of the things that we see, we're enjoying, we're having fun. Like if you see like somebody come up, like we're watching a zombie movie, right? Man, and Abraham sees a zombified woman, and we're like, bro, drop kick that woman. We're talking about because she is a zombie, people, okay? She's a zombie. No, I would not recommend you drop kicking anybody, woman or not anybody for that nature. Have fun, enjoy yourself. Now, serious moments are gonna come up, but if you want to know the general tone for the channel, we having fun, we're enjoying it. All right, that's it. That's it. All right. Okay. James Jermaine said, have you seen Remember the Titans, or are you going to overcook my grits, coach? I'm pretty sure I've seen Remember the Titans way back in the day. And when you said that line, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember who said that or why they said it. So maybe it may be time to revisit that. It may be time to revisit that. All right, y'all. Terry says it's that simple. It is, man. Just have fun. All right. So chat, now I want to know where y'all want to go, because what we're going to do now is I'm going to come in and take a look at and try to the best of my ability to answer a few questions on comments that are already posted on videos that are out now. So if you have any that you would like to get to, let me know. I'm gonna give y'all the categories though. We can go Walking Dead, we can go Breaking Bad, or we can go Sinners. And maybe we should put that in a poll. Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, or Sinners. Let me see if I got time to put that in a poll. But yeah. But yeah. Jillian, I think one of the moms put it best. Let me highlight what she says. Let me highlight what Jillian says. Questions about the calls. People that have come on, they come through. Yeah, I have people come through when they can. And yes, it's not that deep. If they can make it, cool. If they can't make it, cool. The show's still gonna go on. But yeah, it ain't nothing deep. So if people wanna, why is so and so on this, but they not on that, and why is so and so on that, but they not on this? It ain't that deep. Yeah, like I said, the same thing I was telling y'all about having fun. I treat my co-hosts the same way. Come through, we having fun. If you can make it, cool. If you can't make it, cool. It would be nice. We would love it if you could. But we still gonna keep rolling if you don't. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right, so snap, y'all. I didn't get this poll up, did I? Let's get this poll up. I done came through it with a lot of questions. What are we? You know what? No. What's going on, Diamond? What's going on, Francis Farmer? Where's the poll? Here we go. Y'all want to see reviewed. So for the for the poll, I am specifically talking about I'm talking about the comments, okay? So that you know when I say review, what I mean by that. And I got the last one there. I'm specifically talking about comments on the videos. So the poll is up. Y'all talk to me. Also, another quick little plug too before we had night. Ooh, hey, y'all making me feel like a first time YouTuber again. I told you about the clips channel that I had up. So this is everything dealing with clips from the long form content and maybe some stuff that may not even be listed. Last time I checked, it was at 19 subscribers. Now you done came to your boy got 39 subs. Hey, I'm finna start doing a little dance. Y'all go on and hit the clips channel if y'all want to get more short form content. I'm working on getting that one together and getting it improved and add more stuff to it. I may not put as many clips on the main channel. I'm never gonna say never. I might post one a day on the main channel, but this is where I'll put most of our clips at. But hit the little 39 bar. Okay. All right. What is the chat saying about the poll? Let's see what the chat is saying about the poll that y'all want to see reviewed. We're gonna give this guy another 30 more seconds. We're gonna give it another 30 more seconds. Another 30 more seconds. You know, Jendai, that's crazy. You said you love all my co-hosts. Quintavia, Chester, Roger, Dale. That is fact. Somebody, I wonder sometimes if people think it, with Brandon specifically, if they come through, if somebody's like, yeah, I love it when you had Chester on. It's like, Chester, no, you mean Dale? No, Dale, you mean Quintavia? I wonder if some people legit think that for sure. Like, if some people don't even know what his real name is. All right, them 30 seconds about to come to an end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. By the way, too, I forgot to let y'all know my name and where you can find me on socials too. So I put the little badge and the little graphic up in case you want to know who I am, how to connect with me, all that good stuff. All right, let's end this poll. It looks like the poll results are saying that y'all want to take a look and see some responses to some Walking Dead content. That is what the poll is saying. And then after that, you want to get into Sinners. With some of the Sinners comments got spicy, but it's all good. Then we're going to get into some Breaking Bad. All right, y'all just determine the direction that we're going to go in. So let's get to it. And what we may do, just to keep things rolling, we'll probably take a look at some of the top comments. I think that'll be a good thing to do. Let's take a look at some of the top comments. Let's not that view. Let's go this view. Yeah, let's go this view. Let's go top comments from the Lenoa situation. Let's go top comments from this video. Let's go episode 12. And then let's go this one and maybe this one. I think that's a good start. And I might have to come in and mute some audio too. All right, so let's go through and read a few things. Actually, let me switch to this view there. Yeah. Can y'all see that? No, you can't. Oh, golly. I'm all over the place. All right, so let's go filter this by top comments. Are they there? Balaseri says it's been nonstop EDM for the past few days, and I'm here for it. I appreciate you. Yeah, I've been trying to get better at dropping things consistently, and I'm glad that y'all enjoying it. Now, all I'm saying is, don't hold me to that same schedule every time, because your boy, I gotta go kick it with family and some things sometimes. Y'all the family, but I gotta be able to step away so that I can step back in the right way. You know what I'm saying? The door scene still makes me so mad. Glenn crash out is valid. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was Glenn, bro, I would have beat the brakes on my boy a little bit more. I'm gonna be honest. Him getting Noah killed like that was crazy. Real talk, I always say that Noah's death was wasted potential. It makes Beth's death feel like it was for nothing. And we actually set him up for development at the beginning of the episode for him to learn how to protect the new community from what happened to his older home. Rest in peace, Noah. Can't have a darn thing as a black man. All right, so look, dang, it's like when you break it down to that level, I'm starting to think it feels even more sickening, because even with that episode, Brother Bill Gates was sitting there talking about how he's gonna be his mentor and all of that, and then dang, he did make it because Beth pretty much saved him. It's a lot of variables to it, man. It's a lot of variables. But when Coach said, come on. This one comes from Felicia Rivera, 6025. Y'all forgot Carol has been through that domestic violence trauma as you've seen in season 1. So she knows what it looks like, being trapped, feeling helpless. So no, I don't blame Carol for telling Rip to kill him. They're in apocalypse. It's not like she can run off with the kids or call the police and get a restraining order. No, she has to deal with it. All right, so first of all, Felicia, I just want to make something abundantly clear to you, ma'am. I have not forgot that Carol has dealt with a doggone thing dealing with Ed's trifling, nasty, sick, terrible behind. I'm not forgetting that. Ain't no RIP Eds. Ain't no RIP Eds. It's just gonna be some not speaking on Eds. So let's get that out the way. Now, I ain't forgot about that at all. All I was saying in regards to the Rick, Pete, Jesse situation, it's two things. Sometimes folks want to deal with stuff. If you ain't in the right spirit, bro, maybe you shouldn't deal with it. Because Rick already playing, testing them waters, filling up on Jesse. It's some weird activity with him and Jesse. So a part of it is like he kind of, I'm going to use that as an excuse to go on and get Pete up out of here. There's that element. The second element is, remember, I said I'm cool with us having to deal with the situation. I just want to make sure we have solid evidence. That's it. And the reactions coming up, you'll see what I mean by that. Once the evidence is there, hey, do it. But somebody saying like, hey, I think this is going on, that's fine. I can listen to somebody's opinion, but you know how many people have just said, oh, this person felt like this and they did something. I'm not saying ignore it. I'm definitely not saying ignore it. I'm just saying at the point that we were in that show right there, just get the evidence solid, then let's move. That's it. Then let's make a move on it. That's all I'm saying. But that's a good appreciate you. Well, appreciate you for dropping a comment. This one is coming from Kimberly Wilmot says, after Sophia, then Mika and Lizzie Kara refused to get close to another child. That's what it feels like. Because she kind of talking crazy, Lil Sam. Let's do two more on this one. Actually, yeah. Rick here. A battered wife recognizes an abusive husband, the alcoholism, barely contained hostile attitude, isolates his wife and kids. Now it's not a good time, etc. Carol's been there many times. Then Sam acting younger than his age, same age as, dang, I didn't realize he was supposed to be the same age as Carl because Carl was hanging with the other guys. We might need to, let's fact check that one. Because Carl was hanging with the other guys that was hanging out with, what's her girl name? I forget her name. And her other son. And wanting a gun for Jesse. All I'm saying is the biggest clue to me was him saying he wanted a gun. That right there, it gave me just cause to be like, I think something's going on. And another thing is, I respect what Carol, I feel what Carol said. I know she knows some tendencies and views. I'm just saying, let's really get that evidence. But I feel you though. That's all I'm saying. Draven Quinn says, having Noah die like this was graphic and heartbreaking, especially for Glenn, because it's the first time someone important died on his watch, but Eugene did step up to save Tara. That's the first time somebody died on his watch. I know you said the keyword important. Chat, talk to me. I feel like, talk to me, chat. Talk to me. I got a super chat I'll address real quick because it came through and I think it's a good question. This one comes from DJ Hood. Would you ever do a special guest reaction with a viewer or a Patreon member if possible? Yeah. I've actually talked about doing something like that in the works. For sure, it would be, if it's for the channel, it'd be, here on the channel and things of that nature. But yeah, I would, whatever the other details that come from that, we can talk about that. But yeah, that would be something fun to do. And that's something that behind the scenes we've been discussing, trying to get set up. I enjoy kicking it with y'all. Y'all know how it is. Now don't get on here cussing and yeah, Addison. Yeah. And then don't get on here, you know what I'm saying? F this and blankety blank that and blankety blankety blank that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing all that now. Y'all know how I get down. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get back to these comment reviews. So let's get off of this video. We did that was Walking Dead season 5 episode 14, which was the latest one I think I dropped at the time. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of season 5, episode 13 comments. Somebody says fake Carol is top tier. That girl be faking so she fakes so much. I got a screenshot of her. Let me see if I can pull it up because I legit thought about using this screenshot as my profile picture. I legit, if I can find it, let me see if it's on my desktop so y'all don't think I'm capping. If I find it, I'm gonna show you. If I find it, I'm showing you. All right, now let me see if I can pull it up. I gotta show y'all how much Carol be playing. Like Carol plays so much.
Missed opportunity to edit them. Everybody hates Chris.
Carol plays so much.
About to be in for a ride, and I'm here for it.
Bro, look at this. Look at this, bro. Look at this. I'm not saying I don't want her to be gleeful and this happy. I'm not saying I don't want her to be happy to this level. But y'all know this woman playing. She finna kill somebody. Kill him with kindness. This is where killing with kindness come from right here. This girl, Carol, this actress right here. Look at her. Look at this. And then you see the subtitle, hi. Carol be faking, bro. I love her though, but that woman be faking. Another comment saying from Danny Lewis, Too Real, unofficially, y'all got the most consistent uploads officially. That's a lot of officials in there, but I appreciate you for keeping it a bean with. It's been, let me go on and like how hard that comment. I appreciate you. Rick said claimed when he saw Jesse. Ain't that a fact? Ain't that a fact though? That's exactly what he said. Draven Quinn says Aaron and Daryl's friendship is so cute. I don't know if I would describe it as cute, but I think it's interesting and neat. I don't know. I just don't know if I would say the words cute. Poison Sakura says Brandon's face every time Addison says a dark joke is insanely hilarious. Hey, I'm just keeping it a bean, bro. Some stuff come up and it's like y'all think it, but y'all want to. I'm just letting y'all know. So don't act like you didn't see the same thing. So when they was eating when they was eating on Bob leg, y'all ain't say, golly, that's nasty, but why didn't they put barbecue sauce and seasoning on it? Y'all didn't say that. I just want to know. That's all. I just want to know. All right, let's get to some more. Let me maybe change why is this a lo-fi? I didn't. Okay. Well, appreciate you for the lo-fi video, but I didn't want that right now. Maybe later or something, but let's get to some more comments, man. Folk, Carol, bro. Carol, that's a dangerous woman right there, man. I'm gonna just keep it a bean with you. Y'all, I'm trying to get my screen right. It's tripping right now, so appreciate y'all for being patient with me. I'm trying to get it to where you can see things. So we can continue these comment reads. Okay. Oh, now, so dang, I changed my layout. Now the comment layout's changed. That's crazy. Hold on. We there we go. All right. Okay, cool. What video are we on right now? We are on season 5, episode number 10. Let's scroll through all these other ones. I'll probably find a better way to do this a little later. All right. So this one comes from the Republican 777. Remember in season 3 when Rick wouldn't let Carl eat the can of dog food? Now they are all eating the dogs.
Dang. That's facts.
That's a good observation. I'm a Black 1969 says, Aaron, my dad was in the hospital during the Gareth episode and we were watching Walking Dead. The nurse came in and watched with us. She said her nephew was going to be on the show soon playing a character named Aaron. Hold on. Facts? Hold on. So that's kind of dope. That's trippy. So you happen to be at the hospital, the episode where Aaron previewed and the nurse came and talking about, yeah, my nephew's supposed to be on this episode. Now that's fire. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's an interesting story right there. The legacy of gaming 2928. Appreciate you for coming through, my brother. I see you dropping a lot of comments and a lot of love in the chat. Let me go on and heart this one too before I even read it. Hold on. Let me read it first. Then the shot of them walking down the road with the walkers behind them is the best shot in the show easily. Okay, I can hardly like that. It was a tough shot. I know the shot he's talking about. That was a tough shot. Kid Low 2X says the speech from Rick is amongst one of my favorites. We are the Walking Dead, and then they're saying we ain't them. It's so perfect for how their characters have changed over time. One of my favorite episodes in the series. Yeah, it's like, have you ever heard somebody trying to make a good point? Y'all may be like, yeah, it's been you. They're making a good point, and it's like, yeah, but not that example though. Like, I feel you, but like the example is taking me out of it. I feel everything you saying, but I'm not a zombie though. I feel like it was one of them moments. Like Daryl was like, I feel like overall he was with the message you were saying, but he was like, nah, but don't ever play me for being a zombie. That's all I'm saying. I think that's how he was feeling about that particular situation. Miss Missy coming through with a super chat. Let me give a shout out to Miss Missy. Says, first chat, thanks for talking Walking Dead. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you for dropping the first chat, and appreciate you for letting the first chat come through with a super chat. Means a lot. Thank you, man. Let's get back to it. Taylor Corey, this had when we first seen Aaron. I remember this comment. I actually read this one before. That's why I hardly liked it. He said he looked like he out here for fun, staying at the Airbnb up the street. Did y'all see the way Aaron pulled up? Matter of fact, can I go to the portion where he pulled up? Let's see. Look how he's looking. Look how my boy looks. He's out here on his Animal Planet like he's just been documenting these folks, bro. Like, and now the savages sit on a log and play with the music box. It has been a while since they've experienced something so joyful. I will attempt to approach them and see if I can make a human connection. Do they remember what a human connection is? In the diary of Aaron. Side notes, if I die, please let my family and friends know that at least I tried. Kill these savages if I don't come back. That seemed like Aaron was on his Animal Planet. That's what Aaron was on, y'all. That boy was on his Animal Planet. All right, let's what's another comment on here? Somebody says genuinely one of the best episodes of the series. The reason I resonate with this is I like it from the standpoint of we finally get to meet somebody who seems to not have let this apocalyptic world turn them just 100% violent. Because we're already seeing that with the main cast. We're already seeing that the main cast has changed Rick, Maggie, Glenn, Daryl, Carol. It's changed everybody so much that it's like, I don't even know if y'all can get back to a normal society anymore. And he came at that right moment to where I'm telling y'all, I feel like they had a month left before they was going. It's up with any and everybody. And it still may be that way. We're only season 5. But definitely at that point in time, if they've been out there in the streets that much longer. Dylan Dog MG says Daryl taking time to cry is the best scene in the episode for me. In fact, it's one of Daryl's best scenes. Yeah, because Daryl's such a tough guy. And seeing him break down like that was, it was if Daryl cries, I ain't gonna lie. If Daryl cries, that's like one of them things where the world might need to cry. If Daryl crying, I think the world might need to be crying at that point. Because y'all know how tough Daryl is. This is an interesting comment that I saw. I have seen this comment, and I didn't think about it at the time that I was watching the reaction. But Tegan Manning says the old lady in the trunk reminded Maggie of Beth because she was kidnapped. At the time, I did not think about that, but now that you say this in the comments, it makes so much sense because she was kidnapped by the people. She was small, fragile. It does. I think that's exactly what that was. I did not put 2 and 2 together at the time. And this is why I love it when y'all drop comments because y'all get me thinking about some things I didn't see or I didn't think about at some points. This is why, hey, if y'all got insights or things y'all feel like we didn't see during the time of the episode, hey, don't ever be ashamed about dropping it. I don't care if it's a paragraph, 2 paragraphs. Don't ever be ashamed about dropping it because sometimes it be things that we might not have seen. That was a good call out. Let me scroll through real quick and see. I can't pronounce the name, so I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie, risk it. But if anything gets funny, Rick, bite his neck. That, in case y'all were wondering, anytime something suspicious going with a new character or anything like that, bite his neck. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. I don't need to see no more. That's when my eyes closed. If anything suspicious and crazy is happening, I'm advocating for Rick to bite that neck. That's all I'm gonna do. And if I gotta close my eyes while he do it, so be it. But that's what I'm advocating for. Cause some folks, they play too much. Like these never mind. I'm my fault. I'm getting ahead of what y'all even seen on the tube of you yet. Let me dial it back. Let's get off this video. All right, let's go on to another one. And then after that, I think it may be time to switch to some Sinners comments. This one comes from Ginger Lemon 865. Says, if anyone is a good judge of character, it's Michonne. She snuffed out the governor before they even got to Woodbury. Remember? That's a solid argument. Chat, talk to me. That's a solid argument. Do y'all feel like there's anybody that is a better judge of character than Michonne? Because I feel like this is a solid argument. I feel like it's a solid argument. I'll take any suggestions in the chat right now to see if y'all got anything else that I'm not considering or thinking about. Tommy Franco says, Daryl is up there. But Daryl is still going to make you feel uncomfortable even if he feels like you're not a threat. Because Daryl still got that look like, I'm going to shoot you whether I like you or not. Daryl got that look. If I'm keeping it to me, Daryl still got that like, whether I like you or not, I still probably going to shoot you. I still might shoot you. But Daryl is a good judge of character though, I think. Glenn is up there. I just don't know if Glenn acts fast enough on his thoughts. That's it. But that's a good observation. The next one comes from Legacy of Gaming again, making himself in the top comments once again. Said Rick stealing Aaron's supplies, then knocking him out, then stealing more stuff and holding him hostage is easily one of the funniest moments in the show. That man Rick is not messing around. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey Rick, I know that y'all in Alexandria and everything right now. If I'm Aaron, can I get my leg back, bro? Just so I can move on in the show and not think that you got one over. Can I get my leg back, bro? You did knock me out and then tell me that this is ours. This is ours. Even if we don't go, it's ours. It's ours. That applesauce, it's ours. Rick, man, you finna get these hands real quick. They got Rick beating up everybody in the show. Tyrese, this man Rick, he's a fighter for sure. But some of these W's he catching boxing, I got some questions. Another question from another name that I may not be able to pronounce says, fun fact, Andrew Lincoln, which is Rick, actually grew that beard out for the show. It's not prosthetics or makeup. That's his actual facial hair. Man was blessed with lumberjack genes. Golly. So did the show, did they wait for him to, that's crazy. Because how long would you have to wait for your beard to, for me, myself, I think just to get to about this level, it'll probably take 2 weeks, 2, 3. I might be capping. It may be 2, 3 weeks. And I'll try to not let it go too crazy. Dang. But when people committed to a role, they do agree to some different looks and appearances, as we've seen in didn't 50 Cent in one movie lose a whole bunch of weight just to look like he got cancer or something? Didn't I read about that at one point? Y'all let me know. I know actors. Michael B. Jordan, which will be, I guess this is a good segue. Michael B. Jordan in Creed, he got into some crazy shape. So yeah, I know actors do really commit to these roles for real. But let's hop off of that one. And since we did mention Michael B., I think the next one that y'all said y'all wanted me to read or check out comments from was none other than our reaction to the Sinners movie. I think it was none other than our reaction to the Sinners movie, and we're going to check out some of the top comments. Let's get to it. But before we do that, though, I think there was a super chat that came through that I want to make sure that I address. Let me get to that one. I think this one comes from Lorena, if I'm not mistaken. Says, hey, Addison, come back to this once you're done with the vid comments. I'm back. I'm curious. What's your thoughts on Wheel of Time being canceled? I was invested. You bring up a good question. And I actually talked before about whether I wanted to address that in this video or do a whole nother video. But I'll say this. I'm going to give you my short answer, and then I'll have time for a longer winded answer at another time. I hate to see it go. I really do hate to see that go. It was, outside from how good the show was, the community that we met online because of that show it was a lot of fun, super fun. I thought I saw a lot, me personally, I thought I saw a lot of improvements from production, just special effects. I thought I saw improvements on every level, but obviously those decisions are made at a different level than me. So, which is why I think now they have a campaign going to try to get the show kicked back up, even if it's by a different company or things of that nature. But I really enjoyed the show. And if you're asking me, yeah, I'm really sad to see that it is not getting picked back up for a third season. And I can speak on that deeper in another video. But appreciate you for dropping that comment, Lorena. And thank you for bringing it up. So we'll talk about it a lot more. All right, let's get to these Sinners comments. So this one comes from ZZZ808. Says the vampire knows the prayer because he's Irish and lived through Ireland being colonized. It was forced onto him. Interesting. Creatively Determined says, y'all notice he didn't get hit with a bullet until he took off the mojo bag. It was protecting him. This movie is very spiritual. If you know, you know. Now, I did peep that there were a lot of subtle things that I think they were trying to push hoodoo as the savior of certain things in certain moments. And I think that mojo bag, when I forget Stack or Smoke, I forget which one it was, when they had it off, that is when, things didn't start being as successful for them as when they did have it on. So I did notice some small references and nods to that side of things. What else is it? Fun fact from GeneBot says there actually were Asian grocers in the Mission Delta during the 1930s, Jim Crow era. The Asians were the only ones in the area who were willing and able to serve both sides. They filled a niche. Ryan Coogler included them in the story after seeing a documentary about it. Yeah, so it was interesting, John Bot. When I saw that, I was like, there's definitely maybe a lot. I mean, a lot of, let me not just say one thing, but I knew he was definitely pulling on a lot of real life examples within the film, if not all of them. I mean, obviously outside of the vampires and some of the other supernatural elements to it. But I knew, so that scene was interesting, seeing them walk across the street to serve the black people, then walk on the other side of the street to serve the white people. And I was wondering how that was being handled or dealt with. So it seemed like, all right, they got a pass to do both. It was interesting. I'm going to have to read up on more of that for myself. This one comes from Glum Bun, who said there are a lot of subtle lines that give away the fact that Remick is ancient, like at least 1,000 years old. The coins you showed Mary, and then he mentioned while baptizing Sammy that Christianity was forced on him when Ireland was colonized. Why do I keep butchering that word? Colonized by the British starting in the year 1169. He's so desperate for Sammy's power so he can connect with his family and ancestors who he can't. Interesting breakdown. Every time there's a vampire involved, especially the initial ones, I'm always assuming that they're super old. And a lot of this comes from my experience watching Twilight and seeing how old Edward was with him still trying to be in high school behind in that first movie. We ain't gonna get into it. If y'all want to see the full thoughts and opinions on that movie, y'all go check it out. It was an interesting watch. Watch the entire series. All of those reactions are up on the channel, by the way. But yeah, so that makes sense. He did have an old school vibe. And then what you talking about the coins, I guess that could be another nod to the fact that I don't know what coin he had. I don't know if that coin might have been worth a little bit then. Nothing during that time period now, but a lot now. You sell that thing right now on eBay, you might get you a whole nother house. Nah, probably not that much, but you might get you a little something. I'm trying to get some. These comments are good. I'm trying to. It was some real smoke in some of these comments. I'm trying to find them. Not no stack, but it was some smoke. TCG says Stack and Mary didn't want Annie to die because they wanted Smoke and Annie to be with them as vampires. They just wanted them bitten. That's a fact. I think I hit on that in the review video, which this is a 2-part video. We have the full reaction on this one, and then we have a review on the second one. So, good comment. All right, here we go. Scrappy says, not once did Sammy's dad ask what happened to him or if he was okay. And he's supposed to be a pastor too? Nah, I would run away like Sammy did too. See, Sammy, Scrappy, appreciate you for dropping a comment. Yeah, it was a lot going on. It's a film. I get it. It's a lot going on. If I had a child or son who walked through dealing with some situation like that too, I mean, of course I would ask what happened, if you're okay and things of that nature. But if you come into me alive and you run into me in the church, I definitely would want to. I would definitely be in a prayerful mindset as well. I mean, I can't speak. I'm not Sammy's dad. I don't know what Sammy's dad had going on, things of that nature. I mean, but obviously it's a movie and they can only put so much in the movie and they can only imply so much in the movie. But for sure, I would want to know what happened and if he's okay. But at the same time, if he's coming to church, I mean, what better place to come if you have, I mean, the word talk about this. It's a lot of people, you know, when they, you know, put themselves in a situation with the Lord, you know, whether it be the person who touched the cloth or whether it be, you know, people come to different things that getting sealed or healed of lupus and different things of that nature. You come on to the church, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, get the, you know. So that's what I was thinking his dad was trying to imply, like, oh, you here now, I don't know what it is, but you know, we got hands on you now. That's if I'm just thinking about what the film was trying to imply. But for sure, if I seen somebody come in looking like they had what is that thing called? A Demogorgon slash the side of their head. You know what I'm saying? And they burning guitar handle only. Nah, I'm gonna need some questions answered. It was just funny as I look back at that film though. At the beginning, I was thinking that he was about to come in and go crazy. I thought he was about to go crazy on that situation. Jenny at Denny says, y'all will be surprised at how many Christians are root workers. Hoodoo is practiced, not a religion. A lot of things we as black people do are rooted, and this is this person's opinion. So as I read this is this person's opinion, not mine. For example, making black eyed peas or collards for the new year is considered a ritual in hoodoo. I have heard of people doing black eyed peas for the new year, thinking it's going to bring you good luck and stuff like that. I've heard of that before. And prosperity for the year. It was created by slaves. Y'all should look more into recognizing black culture, specifically black. A couple things. Jenny, appreciate you for dropping a comment. 2, the statement, y'all would be surprised at how many Christians are root workers. I'm gonna just say this. People can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves, but their actions speak louder than their words. If you say one thing, you're doing another. You can call yourself a dragon, but if you can't, if you're not blowing fire out of your mouth and flying in the air, does that make you a dragon? So I hear what you're saying, but no. I mean, it's certain things I'm gonna just have to take a hard stance on. If you no, all right, I got love for you though. But I am familiar with the collard greens and the black eyed peas thing. I have seen a lot of black people. And I don't know. I can't speak to what other people in the white households have done because I haven't heard it brought up in those conversations. But I have definitely heard of black folks having black eyed peas and stuff like that at the new year for situations like that. Frosty Soul says, love the video. Appreciate you for that love. Appreciate you for coming through. I actually just talked about this comment. Nicole Cleo says, it's so interesting that you thought Sammy was a threat in the opening of the film, urging him to put the guitar down when it was the only thing that saved him and everyone else in the town. See, and this is why the movie is interesting, because people got different opinions on things. Like, people got different, like, and it's interesting hearing everybody's opinion. I did think he was a threat just because of what looked like he was happening. And more so, actually, this is the other thing. More so than him being a threat, I initially thought he was going to bring a threat to them. Even if it was him, it just seemed like something was chasing him that was going to attack the congregation. If I'm just giving you some of my other thoughts that I might not have said at the time. Brittany Hill says this got to be like, I think Brandon was like, this got to be like the 40s or something. When the movie literally starts off with the timestamp, already told me what kind of reaction this is gonna be. Deuces. Both be so spicy in the comments, but I got love for y'all. If you out, you out. If you here, then we finna have fun. Look, y'all, it's a reaction. Some things gonna come up, we gonna see it. Some things gonna come up, we gonna miss it. But you know what? I edit like all the videos, so what I don't pick up sometimes in the first time reaction, I can pick it up while I'm editing and watching it. So most of the time, it's like I'm watching the movie twice already. But I have contemplated for this specific movie doing a second rewatch reaction with the channel, but I'm not sure. We'll see. If their time permits, may do that. But if not, then you know what I'm saying, it's still gonna be a lot more content to get out. This is a great film though. Brianna Hicks says the kids weren't Annie's, by the way. They were customers making a purchase before heading home. All right, cool. And for a minute, I did think they were her kids. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap to you. I thought they might have been her little ones in there. I thought they might have been. Another comment about the time. Somebody says demonizing blues music is crazy. He didn't let fear get in the way of him living his dream. I don't think we demonize blues music, but I don't know. Like I said, different people get different things, but I didn't feel like we demonized blues music. They just really loved Annie. They were trying to use her. They wanted to be with her forever. So during the point where he put the stake in Annie's heart, which is again something that Annie requested, I did get the feeling that they did want to keep her alive because they knew once they turned him, he could have a companion that he was going to be happy with, and they also valued Annie. So I did see that. All right. Oh, this person here. Education is so important. Some things just went whoosh. Hey, tell me how you really feel. Hey, tell me how you really feel in the comments. I told you. I knew some of these was getting a little spicy, bro. I did know a few of these was getting a little spicy. What else we got? The father himself unintentionally called on negativity. Words have power in our culture. Maybe I need to know a little bit more about what you mean specifically. Maybe I need to know about what you mean specifically, though. This one right here. Whoever thought these were supposed to be first say whoever thought a witch would be handy. Everybody, but never a Christian. Y'all would have just tried to pray it away. Hey, my brother. This is a movie. Let's not get the two things confused. But of course the movie was trying to make a point that they thought it was more power. That I feel like, let me preface that what I feel like. I do feel like the movie is trying to make it feel like there was more power in hoodoo than, believing and following Christ. That's just what I feel. That's my opinion. It's a movie. I took it as a movie, but that's just how I feel about it. What else we got? Some folks thought the movie went way over our heads. Hey, I think this is a good video to highlight because for anybody wanting to start a reaction or review channel, I don't think there's any level of you being successful without getting a healthy dose of both love and I'm not even gonna necessarily say negativity because and negativity too, but also people just don't rock with your opinion about things, and I get that. I understand it. I get that. I think the only thing different here is that obviously if people have a different opinion, we just all keep it respectful. But I get that. I understand. I don't know. There's a movie and different people can get 50 million different reasons for why they think the ending happened the way it is. And that's why it's fun to do reactions and commentary because we get to discuss those things out with you guys and in front of you guys. So, but most importantly, keeping them respectful. All right. So we took a look at a few of the comments from the Sinners movie. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I'll highlight this next one. This one says, Sammy did not deny the Lord. The Lord gifted Sammy and Sammy answered his calling. I think I replied to this. And I think my reply was something along the lines of, so when he went to go mess with that little woman that said she was married, I guess that also in line with following the Lord. I didn't think it was. But again, I watched the movie. They got something different. I didn't think it was. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. All right, let's go ahead and find some Breaking Bad ones to get to. And mods, let me know if I missed any super chats. Tommy Franco asked, have I seen or watched Jeepers Creepers? I have not. It was on a poll the other night to be checked out. It lost to 13 Ghosts, but if we need to revisit that on one of the horror movie nights, then definitely can. But I have not seen that one yet. All right, let's go. Y'all want to go? Let's go latest Breaking Bad, which I think was 2 times 7. Yeah, this is the one I just dropped yesterday. Yeah, let's go latest Breaking Bad. Let's get in them comments. All right, cool. Pulled it up. So this is Breaking Bad, season 2, episode 7. This one comes from Pathy Ampatel 2329, says, no way we getting spoiled with on repeat Walking Dead reactions and now a bonus Breaking Bad episode 2 as a cherry on top. This week has been like LeBron 2012, 2013. Hey, I'm just glad y'all enjoying it. Music the Bomb, what's going on? Kiki, what's going on? It's a lot of love talking about the upload consistency, and I appreciate y'all for dropping those. And this is a Rick profile pic too, so I know what side of the fence they on as far as what their favorite show might be, but they still coming through watching Breaking Bad. Love to see it. Let's get to some of the comments that I guess are kind of more about the episode as well. Gabrido Beat says, dude on the motorcycle heard about someone crushing the junkie's head with the ATM and said, heck yeah. Of course, I'm saying it my way. He said, heck yeah. That was so funny, bro. Somebody pulling up and giving you props for them thinking you off somebody is kind of crazy. Like, even if you did it to save somebody, it is kind of crazy, though. Especially in a public setting, you just he put up on the side of the street and was like, way to go. Whatever he said, bro, it's crazy. So at 2043, I do have a question here. I think I did ask on the video, does any fish or animal actually successfully eat a blowfish? So if you want to know a background to this question, I did ask, is there any animal? Because I thought blowfish are kind of like one of them small but mighty ones, to where because of their defense mechanism, not too many things can get around it. I asked that question, and then this person says the answer is dolphins do. They say pufferfish contain a potent neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, which is a highly toxic and can be lethal to most animals, including dolphins. However, dolphins have been observed engaging with pufferfish by... Where's the rest of it? Okay, I don't know what the rest of the comment is, but it looks like dolphins. I guess the answer to that question is dolphins. And they said this is the moment Jesse becomes a blowfish. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that one a little bit more.
No questions, just happy to see you live.
What is this? Lucifer, appreciate you. Said no questions, just happy to see you live. Appreciate you, my friend. Lucifer actually pulled up to the game night the other day as well, so appreciate you for pulling up to it live. This question comes from Yala. Says, I have to say, I really appreciate y'all's take on Skylar. It's really refreshing compared to so many other reactors that blame her for so much that is not really her fault. She's not the most charismatic, likable character, but really so much of what she does is understandable given her circumstances. We see her through Walt's eyes on the screen, and that doesn't do her any favors. I think there's more to the comment, but it got cut off. Walt, I mean, just like anybody, they all got their faults. They all got things that they just way off script about. Like, they just on some mess. But there's certain levels of like how foul Walt is with the line and stuff that, like, again, this person hit on the word understand. I do understand why she's making the decision she makes. But again, I also say 2 wrongs don't make a right, though. Y'all been teaching us that since elementary. And it's a lot more to unfold in the story. We'll see how this goes. And dang, it is tough. Skylar got a lot on the plate. I mean, she's pregnant with another child. Walt's dealing with cancer. Not really, the job situation is a little sketchy, and he's not necessarily being honest. They got family issues. It's a lot that's on her plate. So I understand it's a lot that's on her plate. I'm interested to see how she's going to navigate through it. And I'm interested to see, man, when is Walt going to just keep it a bean? That's what I'm interested to see. The answer may be never. We'll see, though. SensorTube 8662 says they were called flat screens back then because the screens used to be curved before LCDs, and plasma TVs were invented where the screen is actually flat. The curved TVs were called CRTs. Appreciate you for that background information. Somebody said this is the best reaction channel ever. Hey, I appreciate. I'm glad that you enjoying it. I'm glad that you enjoying it, man. What is this? A Narado Corrido is a true song about crime. That is what's happening at the start. Oh, okay. The little breakdown of the music at the beginning. Somebody said the channel has had an absolutely incredible week. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I'm glad that y'all like the upload consistency. This weekend, though, your boy gonna have to. I might have to step away from the keyboard just a little bit, just so I can step back to it with a little bit more energy. Glad to see y'all reacting to this GOAT show. Addison, you said you like sci-fi. I love to see you guys react to Doctor Who. It's such a good spirit to it, man. I've had some other friends in the space who I've seen checking out Doctor Who. And if that's something y'all want to see come to the channel, let me know. Y'all let me know. I definitely do love sci-fi. I love sci-fi. Speaking of which, I need to finish The Expanse. If y'all want to see Doctor Who come to the show, then we can talk about that. We can make that happen. It's probably not going to be within this next month or so, maybe, but we can definitely try to get that. We can definitely try to get that situated. It's the uncle from Spy Kids. Dang, that is what. So I think when we were watching this episode, Brandon was recognizing him from other shows and movies. I knew him from something, I just couldn't pin it, and Spy Kids is what it was. Spy Kids is definitely what it was. I appreciate you for dropping that comment because now I know. Spy Kids is definitely what it was. Somebody said, Joffrey, that's too funny. Been on your channel all day and I'm here for this. Yeah, you saw Brandon likes to switch his name up from time to time. Actually, every time pretty much at this point. So before he got started, I told him Joffrey because in the Patreon section, I often will ask the live audience to give us some name suggestions for when Brandon decides to say his name. So that's where a lot of them stem from. And the name Joffrey has come up in the chat quite a few times, but he's obviously denied using that one. So I just went ahead and alley-ooped him that one for the time being. I thought it was funny, but he was like, nah, he wasn't having no parts of that. I feel him though, because for those of y'all who know Joffrey, heck no. They said the title of this is Spanish for black and blue, which I think it was Negro Azul. Okay. Makes sense. So we talked about cereals in this video, and somebody said Raisin Bran Crunch is top 5. Y'all need to recognize. Top 5 cereals. I need those in the chat from y'all right now. I'm trying to determine. Honeycombs is in there. Captain Crunch is in there. Throw me something out there. Throw me something out there because I'm trying to see if Raisin Bran can make it in there. Honeycombs, Lucky Charms. I might have to go Lucky Charms. Somebody said CTC is the best cereal. What is that? That sounds like a drug. What is CTC? Unless it's an acronym for something. Somebody please let me know what CTC is. That sounds like some type of drug. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, okay. My fault. I about to say I don't eat CTC. Okay, all right. My fault. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. All right. Zero Burn says just because you call yourself a Jackie. That's some Wheel of Time stuff, ain't it? Cookie Crisp. Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios might be in there because I do need a simple one. Fruit Loops. Okay, I'm giving y'all the 5 now, no particular order. Honeycombs, Captain Crunch, specifically the all yellow ones for me. Fruity, Lucky Charms, Cocoa Pebbles. I might have to go. I'm going grandfather in Raisin Bran Crunch because me personally, I do think I like Crunch better than the Raisin Bran. So I think they might be right, bro. Raisin Bran Crunch might. I know I feel bad not putting Cinnamon Toast Crunch in there though. If I had to swap any of my options out, which option do you feel like I should swap out with a Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Because I gave y'all my options. Which option y'all feel like I should swap out? I went to the store the other day and saw some crazy cereal flavors. I saw some strawberry frosted flakes at the store the other day. I took a picture of it. I posted on my on the IG. If you're not on the IG, you gotta follow me. I just post random stuff on there. I saw some strawberry flavored frosted flakes the other day, and I'm gonna have to try them. Somebody said take out Captain Crunch. Nah, Kendall, we can't do that. Kendall, I ain't gonna lie, we can't. Because I ain't saying nothing, but Captain Crunch might be number 1 or 2. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, I want to get back to a missed super chat that I had earlier. Appreciate you, Maz, for letting me know. I'm reading now. This one comes from DJ Blaker. Says, missed opportunity to edit the Everybody Hates Chris theme when he died. You guys are about to be in for a ride, and I'm here for it. So you know what's crazy, DJ Blakers? If you're still here, appreciate you for sticking around for me to get to it. I did plan on doing that, but I was like, if I do this, it's going to be another 2 hours before I get the video out. And I forget when I dropped it, but I was like, I think I just need to get this one out. I was thinking about doing it, though. I was thinking about doing it. And it's going to be more down the road. I was thinking about doing it. But I was just like, let me go on and get this one out. That's all it was. Okay. Back to some of these Breaking Bad comments. Somebody said we're right on time. They babysitting. Hey, watching Breaking Bad while babysitting, that might make the night go by faster. I'm not speaking for anybody else, but it might make the night go by faster for sure. Somebody said dolphins definitely pass blowfish around like a blunt. It's crazy. That's crazy. See, now I'm going to have to look up a video about this because I know dolphins are super smart. Now I'm going to have to look at a video about this. So in the video, this person says, but the kid doesn't have a 59, he has a 58. So let me give more information about this. Walt failed a kid because he had a 58. And the discussion me and Brandon had was, if you were a teacher and you had a kid that had a 59, would you pass them would you go on and give them that 60? And I actually have the same question for y'all. If you had a kid who needed 1 point to not like have legit flunked out, even though the grade is still gonna be terrible, would you give them that 1 point? I'm not arguing about no 45. I was asking about a 59, and y'all know my thought about this is way different anyway, knowing that Walt is making drugs and flunking people that's diabolical. Doing both is doing both is crazy. Let me know. Somebody says in 50 pass. I don't know, because I thought back in the day a 60 was failing for us, but I think it's different now. Let me go to Bobby Jackson's questions though. Bobby Jackson has a good question. This is a Ask Me Anything live, and I do have certain times where I talk about just content creation things in general, and this is kind of along one of those things. Bobby Jackson asked, I know you get this question a lot, but what camera are you using? Bobby Jackson, I'm using a Sony FX3. I understand it may be overkill, but I do use this camera for other things outside of this as well. So good question. Good question. The Sony FX3. And if you want to know what lens I'm using in particular, I'm using, I believe this is a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. So hopefully that answers your question. Let me know in the comments if that was everything you were looking for in regards to that. Appreciate you for that super chat, my friend. Candace Baton says, will you guys be doing any more collaborations with Telltale? I loved when you guys did it with the House of the Dragon season 2. His channel actually introduced me to EDM. That's what's up. First of all, shout out brother Telltale. Actually, when I was telling y'all earlier about, I know a few friends who are reactors who do Doctor Who. He was one of the ones. So if anybody wants to check out any Doctor Who reactions, I think brother Telltale has quite the portfolio of Doctor Who reactions. If I'm not mistaken, I think that brother has quite the catalog of Doctor Who reactions. And it seems like he's enjoying those a lot because he's been doing quite a few of those. As far as future collaborations, I'm definitely would love to do more collaborations with Telltale. Telltale's a good dude, man. He's always been showing love, always been supportive, and always like behind the scenes when we've talked about different things when it comes to the reactions and things of that nature. He's always been an open book with me, and the same way I treat him the same way. So I would definitely love to get more collaborations in with him. when exactly those are, I don't know just yet. I probably have to talk. I mean, because of the nature we both running channels, things can get a little bit busy sometimes, but definitely would love to do that. It's always been fun chatting with him, talking with him. Good question. Good question. All right, my good folks. Let me know what else y'all got. I feel like did I hit everything? I know we hit we on Breaking Bad. We on hold on, y'all. Somebody said you guys need some water, working hard. Man, I'm taking that sip right now. This is one of the reasons that I like doing these type of lives, because there's so many videos to where you getting our opinions and thoughts about things. That's why I like stopping, especially on Patreon too, just stopping to kind of check the temp, seeing what y'all up to, what y'all like, haven't been liking. So the comments definitely help kind of let me know what direction we're headed in for sure. Somebody said, let me read this again. Let me. I took my sip of water, so I should be able to say this without stuttering. I can't wait to enter the cryogenic stasis chamber again to survive long enough for the next Breaking Bad reaction. Hey, we be taking too long, bro. Just because of everything that you put in that comment, I'm gonna have to go on and like it. This is a comment from Gemma_626. I guess it's going back to the commentary about the 58 versus 59. She says, if a teacher keep giving students points they don't deserve, they'll grow up to be a grown man who don't even know where Tulsa is, or if Ontario's part of Canada. It's part of Canada. That's what's wrong with education. People leave school, can't even read, do basic math, or know anything about how things work, and have no idea where anything is. So I feel like this is a shot. But it's all good. I'm not tripping. There's one episode, Brandon said his name was Ontario, and I was like, ain't that in Canada? Something like that. And it just threw me off because he was saying it as a name. My brain just hit the off switch. We're recording, I'm hitting a whole bunch of things. Hit the off switch. I was like, that's in Canada, ain't it? And he's like, I think so. So I don't know if that was an intentional shot or what that was. But shout out all my folks from Ontario, Canada. If I got to get this so that y'all can get rolls up and shown love to, I'll take that today. Shout out all my viewers from Ontario. Now, the Tulsa part, I don't know. I don't remember. Did we make them? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't for me. Maybe what they say, a hit dog gonna holler or something like that. Now this next one is gonna be the alley-oop from Smoking Dro Fraser. If you ever finish Marvel, you will see her as Jessica Jones. So with that being said, that is the next topic I wanted to kind of touch on as we segue away from a few of the latest Breaking Bad comments. Y'all, I've been getting this for quite a bit. I'm working out the kinks and the details. But I am planning on getting some MCU reactions on the channel. I'm planning on getting that worked up. I have the mods who work with me behind the scenes to let me know which particular order they feel like things should be viewed in based upon release dates and all of that stuff. And the reason that is because if y'all know from some of the Marvel movies I have seen, they always got these end credit scenes to where they show, this little sneak peek of this scene and this. So sometimes I guess if you watch it in a different order, you may get sneak peek things about things that happen in a different order. Y'all know all that MCU stuff. But the MCU is on my agenda, it's on my list, and it is something I'm trying to get kicked off before the end of the year. Right now, we're wrapping up June. And when it's time to get to it, it's going to be time to get to it. Britt coming through saying, hey, what's going on, Britt? What's going on with it? Somebody said it's mind-blowing that Tuesday is July 1st. It is. The months seem like they've been flying by. It feel like it's crazy to think we're halfway through 2025. That's the crazy part about it. And I know a few people in the chat have been, I asked people on Patreon, did they think that I would be able to get through, maybe I asked it on YouTube too. In some video, I said, do y'all think we can get through all the Walking Dead, at least the main storyline, in 2025? I think a lot of people is like, heck nah. I'm not saying we will or won't. I don't know. That seems like a lot of pressure to put on us right now. But I do feel like we've got a lot of Walking Dead covered so far. But all of it, especially when I looked and I seen like the later season got like 20 some episodes. Whoo-hoo. I don't know. We're gonna try to put a dent in it though. When it comes to the MCU, another thing I'll be clear about, there have been some movies we've seen. There have been movies that we've seen. I see a super chat coming through. I'll answer that in a second. So when it comes to those, I'm gonna let y'all know beforehand. One thing I'm not putting first time on something that I've seen before. All right, I'm not clickbaiting y'all. Like I ain't gonna put first time up there just to get y'all to. Oh, he hadn't seen it. I'm watching. No. I'm gonna just let you know. I think I've seen this. I've seen part of it. I've seen all of it. Don't remember. I started watching it, didn't finish. It may be some variation of that, but I know when it comes to MCU stuff, I mean, yeah, heck yeah, I was watching like the rest of the world was back in the day. I just didn't see everything. I'm trying to think about certain movies in which I haven't seen any movie from that character at all, as far as their standalone movies. Definitely don't think I've seen any of the Doctor Strange. It's a lot. It's a lot of them. So when we get to those, y'all will see those titled accurately. Hopefully y'all still hop on a journey with us, because that should be a lot of fun. If I'm thinking about the last MCU movies that I think I've ever watched, though, it probably would be the Black Panther ones. I don't think I've seen. Have I seen anything out after I watched the Wakanda Forever? I don't know if I have. But yeah, let me get to these super chats now. I think a couple more came through. Let me see what the folks talking about. I answered Candace about the Telltale collaborations. Talked to Bobby about the camera stuff. I think the next one was coming from Vala Sadai. What's going on, Vala? Appreciate you for coming through with some love. And she asked, since Wheel of Time was canceled, are you going to continue reading the books? I do plan on reading the books, but I wouldn't say I plan on reading them anymore just because the show was canceled. However, it does make me want to read them more if the show is canceled. But I see there's actions to make sure that there's a possibility for the show to keep moving forward. And that is what I am excited about. But for sure, because I don't want to see the show just go away. I liked it a lot. The cast was amazing. Yosa Rosamund Pike, everybody. I mean, Brother Book, all of them. Like, it's so many actors. I don't want to just. I kind of don't want to name anybody because there's so many good ones, and I know everybody's name. Can't think of right now in this short span of time. But I do want to finish reading some of the books. There's a lot of books though. It's a lot of in them, the thick books, them big back books. That's what they are. Them big back books. So I do want to read. When the time frame of that is, I don't know just yet. Appreciate you, Vala. Another comment coming through, another super chat coming from Fraulein Punked. I know it's going to take a while before you continue with Stranger Things. This is just a reminder that the last season is coming in this fall. See, those be the things, y'all. Every time the new ones come out, it's always a constant reminder like, well, you need to get on that. You know what I'm saying? You need to get on that. You need to get on that right now. I feel it, y'all. And I think sometimes y'all think just because I haven't dropped a reaction to a show in a while that I did not like that show. And it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. Nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's just a lot of moving parts. And then too, I'll say this, like at the beginning when you first start on the channel, I'm learning a lot. So it's kind of like you seeing what works to see what sticks. So at the beginning, when first on the channel, I'm doing a lot of different shows, seeing, hey, what do we like? What do other people like? And it's always, and with the YouTube thing, it's not just about what I like only. Now, there's a lot of things about what we like, what I like that are going to be prioritized, but it's not just about that because a lot of the content we're putting out there and it's for y'all to enjoy as well as us. We get the joy right there in the moment and getting to enjoy with y'all after the fact, after the edits and stuff. That's fun as well. So there always has to be a healthy balance between those two. And some of the people not even knowing, like we're building things up and doing certain things so that we can get to the things that we really want to watch and that have been requested a lot. So it's a lot of give and take on both sides. Good question. Crafty says, good morning. Good morning, Crafty. Hold on, Crafty. Maybe it's just me, but it looked like the logo of yours does it have something to do with some food or something? I'm starving. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe your logo ain't got nothing to do with no food, but it looked like it did, and I'm starving. Joey, the Gator says, "Are you ready for Avengers Doomsday next year?" I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know nothing about what you're talking about, but the mod who was telling me about the game plan for the MCU stuff does. So hopefully I am. But when you say next year, is that like a legit year from now? Or is that like we're in June 2025? Or is that like it could happen in May, which means it's 5 or 6 months next year? You know, it's different levels of next year. Because some folks always kill me. It's the last week of December. And they'll be like, well, yeah, we'll talk about it next year. Or you know how it is. When folks, it'll be days or weeks before next year, and they'll say that instead of next week. They kill me with that. Even though it's accurate, it's like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Y'all, I appreciate y'all so much for pulling up. If y'all feel like it's a question or something I ain't get to that y'all wanted answered, let me know. Because right now, we about to get ready to close this guy out. It's been a good time though, man. I feel like we got a lot of things talked about. We talked about Walking Dead. We talked about Breaking Bad. We talked about what's next. We talked about games. We talked about all of that. Before I get up out of here, for those of y'all who might just be coming in now and didn't hear my announcement earlier, I'm going to show this one more again for y'all. One more again. All of my shorts and stuff that I've been working on lately, I'm going to start to put on a channel. This is the EDN Clips channel. I'm going to start to try to break up putting long form videos mainly on this channel and shorts on this channel. Now, it may be a time in which I do some other stuff, whether it be gaming or blog, whatever it is, and I may look into that. But if you want to see the clips, y'all hit that clips channel. Y'all done already turned up for your boy already. I think I came into this guy with 4 subscribers only. Starting from 0. It's going to be some work. But yeah, that's why y'all going to see a lot of our condensed stuff. So y'all head on over there. Appreciate y'all so much. We got a comment coming in as the doors are closing. Y'all better get in on here before the doors close now. Get on in here before the doors close. Dr. Corp says, will you and Brandon eventually react to the TV show Reservation Dogs? Potentially. The one thing that we've been doing, which I may see me doing a little bit more this month, is I got our super chat request right there. Anything that is met super chatted with the appropriate amount and for the category is going to get added to the list of things that I'm going to try to knock out before the end of this year. I got a list of things already, and these things will help determine what gets priority. So if you like the show and want to see it for sure, let me know. Jennifer Gordon says, Patreon results. What do you mean about that? The Last Rock says, can y'all please check out Band of Brothers, by far the best war show ever. Only 10 episodes as well. Oh, I didn't know it was a show. I've been hearing this brought up a lot of times. I thought it was a movie the whole time. Good to know that it's a show though. Good to know that it was a show. Uh-oh. What else we got? What else? I'm listening. Let me know. The other thing too, hold on. Scratch that. Earlier, people were asking me about the Wheel of Time stuff. I did hear about an initiative to save the show or get that situated. So I'm gonna show y'all what my fault, I'm getting a message in my ear. I'll read that in a second. Let me read this first. Lucifer says, gotta go now. Want to say absolutely love what you're doing. Thanks for reaching out into the community. Absolutely. Y'all have given so much to me. The least I can do is give back. Time with y'all for sure. Wouldn't be here without y'all. So I never want to forget that and never will. So appreciate y'all. Let's get back to what somebody says, do you plan on doing any more Revincible reactions? Yes, I actually started season 2 and hope to get more of those out before the end of this year. But what I was going to tell y'all about the Wheel of Time situation is that there is an initiative set up to save the show. Literally, the title of it is Save What. So on SaveWhat.com, this is where they're saying you can sign a petition to get the show kicked off, or send in petitions, send in letters, however you want to work with making sure that you get the opportunity to see the show again. It says at this time, fan signatures collected are 189,811. And what I figured I'd do for y'all right now to let y'all know that I don't want to see the show go either is I'm going to sign this petition with y'all live so y'all can see what this looks like. Let's go on and put my first name in here, last name in here. Let's go ahead and put where I am located. Where do I live? Do I live in Zimbabwe? No, I live in the United States. And then for the email, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to type that in on my own, okay? Type that in on my own. I love y'all, but the email can't be going too crazy out there. So type that in, sign a petition. Let's see. All right, so y'all can see that I wasn't capping to y'all. It says, thanks for signing. Your voice has been heard, but the fight to save the wheel of time doesn't end here. Send letters and postcards to the studios. Watch and share campaign videos. Rewatch and boost the show's visibility. Rewatch and boost the show's visibility. I like how they put that twice. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I got, though. That's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all. If y'all want to do another one of these, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments below. I'm finna get up out of here. Y'all be safe. Before y'all leave, hit that bell so y'all can stay notified. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Oh snap! I got another super chat. Hold on. Cue the music. We got it when you get the super chat. I gotta address it. Let me see. Haunting of the Hill House is an excellent horror limited series. Appreciate you. Might add that one to the list. Appreciate you so much for that. Somebody says yes, they're joining. They're gonna sign a petition. Deuces.
Now the video's finally over. Here's some videos to think over. Tap the like and give your boy some closure. Hit the bell and stay notified. Now the video's finally over. Here's some videos to think over. Tap the like and give your boy some closure. Hit the bell and stay notified. I gotta edit, then go check my Reddit. They was talking reckless over breakfast. I was second guessing whether I wanted to press them, but then my mom called, told me stop that stressing, that my life's a blessing. I said yes, man.